natural gas. You can count on efficient and affordable natural gas to keep you comfortable and reduce your environmental impact to help protect our planet. Together, we're fueling our energy future. Atmas Energy.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Wall-to-wall TVs mean you'll see every touchdown in HD. Place your bets and feel the thrill of every play with our DraftKings Sportsbook. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Doug Brown. Two significant cuts in the NFL from ESPN's Adam Schefter today. Defensive lineman Jonathan Allen by the Commanders and linebacker Harold Landry III by the Titans. Browns owner Jimmy Haslam says he won't meet with defensive lineman Myles Garrett, who has asked to be traded. Garrett asked for the meeting with Haslam, but was told he should meet instead with GM Andrew Berry. ESPN's Chris Canty.
Putting up this roadblock where Myles can't talk to the highest level of leadership within the franchise, where he's already in a position where he doesn't trust the team, is the bad way to go about it. You're making a situation that's already adversarial that much worse.
Chris Canty on Unsportsmanlike. ESPN's Emily Kaplan reports the Stars get Mikko Rantanen from the Hurricanes and will sign him to an 8-year contract extension. More moves on this NHL trade deadline day. The Florida Panthers get Brad Marchand from the Bruins. The Capitals get Anthony Beauvillier from the Penguins. The Avalanche get Brock Nelson from the Islanders.
Hey, it's your resident Super Bowl champ, Chris Canty, coming up Monday before NFL free agency starts. I'll tell you the players your team should avoid paying. It's Unsportsmanlike, weekday mornings at 6, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio.
Let's ride! Go!
And off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. I'm Matt.
This is Shaq O'Neal, and I hate Matt.
Paul O'Neal.
They're chanting Paul O'Neal's name.
Yes, sir. And Mr. Toby Tumplay. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there and make it a good one. Theriot next hour. Ton to do. Let us begin as we do every single day.
It's time to pop the top on another edition of AFR with Bud Light. Drink easy.
Yes, we are full swing into college baseball season. However, on Saturday, your Fighting Tigers of LSU hit the field on the Ponderosa for the first time in spring of 2025. That's right, a team with outsized expectations, playoff expectations. Garrett Nussmeier returning for his 5th season in Baton Rouge, the #1 transfer portal class in the country, a new defensive line coach in Kyle Williams. LSU hits the practice field on Saturday, and this will be the first step or steps toward what we all hope will be a playoff run and potentially a championship season for LSU. So I have things that I am looking for and things that we will be tracking throughout all of spring. Now, for the record, there is no media availability on Saturday. We don't get our first look at the team at practice until next week. That's when Brian Kelly will speak as well, not until the middle of next week. But as we push off from the dock here, let's set a baseline of things I'm looking for that will track throughout spring practice. Hit it, Muse. All right. Here's what we're watching. If we had voice, well, it would actually be Amanda, voice woman. We'd be like, you do it, Muse. You be Amanda.
Okay.
You be the girl.
All right, hold on. Let me get in. Here's what we're watching in LSU spring football. That's the best I got.
That was terrible.
Oh, sorry.
You didn't even try.
I mean, I kind of had our cadence there.
You didn't even try.
Well, you give it a go.
Here's what we're watching in LSU spring football.
Her voice isn't that deep.
I like it when she goes into the lower registrar.
Yeah.
Offensive line battles. This should lead anybody's list who knows anything about this team. Will Campbell started 38 career games. Garrett Dellinger played in 41 career games. Miles Frazier played in 54 career games. Emory Jones, 38 career games. That's a combined 171 games of experience all out the door. The only returning starter is DJ Chester, and he ain't even going to play center. You brought in 2 transfers, Braylon Moore, Josh Thompson. Moore is going to be your center. Thompson, they'd love it if he slots in at guard, but that is really contingent on somebody winning those tackle jobs. So, Tyree Adams, where you at? Weston Davis, Bo Bordelon, DJ Chester, Paul Mabenga, Cohen Eccles. You got a couple of 5-star freshmen coming in as well. That's 8 different players vying for 3 jobs. How does that sort itself out? I don't think they're going to lock into a starting 5, but when the first offense goes out there in fall camp, they got to be 5 guys. You're going to figure out who those first 5 are for the first day of fall during this spring practice. This would be a massive step toward figuring that out. Cornerback. In 2024, Zy Alexander was your second highest rated defensive player behind only Braden Swinson. 81.2 was his overall defensive grade from PFF. Ashton Stamps returns. His PFF grade was 69.7. Not bad, but not near what your second best player defensively was. PJ Woodland as a freshman, a 61.3 grade. You got some bodies back. What you don't have are true lockdown number 1 corners back. Enter DJ Pickett, 5-star freshman number 1 corner in the country. He was here for bowl practice. Enter Jakeem Jackson, a former 5-star, the number 3 cornerback in the country who spent the last 2 injury-plagued seasons at Florida, recruited there by Corey Raymond. Now he's on campus. Oh, by the way, where does Mansour Delane play? Virginia Tech transfer who last year played 617 snaps at cornerback, 65 snaps in the box, and 16 in the slot. He played as a boundary corner at Virginia Tech. Well, what if Ashton Stamps and DJ Pickett or Jakeem Jackson lock down jobs? Do we see Mansour Delane go play safety at LSU? Don't know, but this spring is going to be pretty telling as to how that's going to start to figure itself out, especially since DJ Pickett was already here for the bowl practices and Zy Alexander's off to the NFL. And since I gave you an offense and a defense, how about a special team? You got a punter. Remember last year, after the spring game, Brian Kelly, in the press conference after the spring game, called out Peyton Todd. Said, we really wish he would have taken hold of this job in spring. Didn't happen. So what did they do? They went into the portal and signed Blake Ochsner in from Louisiana Tech. Neither guy was consistent. Neither guy was good. So what did you do? You went back into the portal and you got Grant Chadwick in from Middle Tennessee. Now, you'll have another competition this year. You got a punter, or are you going to be back in the portal after spring just like you were a year ago? Storylines abound for this LSU football team as they begin their 15 spring practices on Saturday out in the Ponderosa. Those are 3 things I'll be keeping an eye on over those 15 practices, and you know we'll be talking about it right here on AFR. All right, y'all. Glad to have you hanging out with us here. We're brought to you by Bud Light. Drink easy with the great taste of Bud Light, the official beer of AFR. Maybe few better things than Buds and Boils. I mean, Bud and Bud Light and those mud bugs at your crawfish boils go together like lamb and tuna fish. Dang. Thought I'd get Muse. Well, you just broke the streak there, Muse.
I smiled. I
I think
smiled
you
and
only
grinned.
smiled because you knew you were supposed to. I thought I was going to get a laugh. Lamb and tuna fish? You prefer spaghetti and meatball? You prefer that analogy?
Yes, considering we're in America. If you don't like spaghetti and meatball, you just get the hell out of here.
I'm going over here to give you a crew cut.
Yeah. Not my fault. Your father is sick.
Yeah, you're right. I ain't my father. Stop yelling at me. I can't believe we just wasted a minute of airtime doing that scene. It's from Big Daddy, for those who don't know. Muse, there's a handful of movies that if you say a line from the movie, Muse laughs every time. And the lamb and tuna fish was the line that Rob Schneider's character said in that movie. But Muse didn't laugh, so I wasted it. Anyway, let's not get distracted. Buds and Boils go together like spaghetti and meatballs, peanut butter and jelly, cookies and milk, lamb and tuna fish. Get you to the Bud, y'all. You can be watching LSU Baseball this weekend. Drink easy with the great taste of Bud Light. Not too late all the way. The big man on the also the big man on the cul-de-sac sweepstakes still going down. You can get by any of the Mockler Beverage social media accounts, and you can see what you can enter to win: the Traeger grill, which is awesome, by the way, the Bud leaf blower, the grill set, and the barbecue apron. I mean, the Traeger grill is really the big prize there, but it's all pretty cool. To enter, just go at Mockler Beverage on social media, post your photo, tag Mockler Beverage, hashtag BMOC. You'll see how you can win. Great prize. Drink easy with the great taste of Bud Light, the official beer of AFR. All right, y'all, brought to you by Don Juan Cigar Bar. I was over at Don Juan yesterday, man, shooting a TV commercial. Coming to a television set near you, maybe a social media account as well. I got to sit in one of the very comfortable. So you've been to Don Juan plenty.
Yeah.
But if you keep going past the spot where we do whiskey and wine, there's the corner furniture on the left, back bar, like behind the bar. So I was in one of those chairs, lit cigar. I didn't know this. Apparently this is a law. You can't be smoking on a commercial. So I couldn't have the cigar to my lips.
I didn't know that either.
Right. So, I was, as they say, yesterday days old.
Boy, how times have changed.
I know, right? For people smoking on airplanes. How about the I'm old enough to remember smoking on airplanes and the non-smoking section at restaurants because this curtain on the airplane is sure going to fix it. Anyway, in this confined space 30,000 feet above the ground, just dragging on heaters, man. Dragging on heaters. What were we talking about? Oh,
your commercial. Sorry.
Yeah, Don Juan. So I had to light the cigar. And then I had to, take a drag, hold it. And then we had to time the shot coming by me so that I'm blowing the smoke and the cigar is smoking at the time the shot's coming by, but you couldn't have it to my lips. It was interesting.
Okay.
Curious what shot they take.
Yeah.
So you're probably going to get a very pensive shot of me holding a cigar, just look. Maybe I wouldn't say pensive. Let's go with thoughtful, looking off into the distance. Just
what they should have done?
Blowing some smoke.
They should have just gone into the archives and taking your Bama is burning from after Tennessee beat Alabama when you were puffing on the cigar in here and just blowing smoke rings.
That'd been great.
That'd have been awesome.
That would have been awesome. They asked T-Bob to participate as well.
Oh, yeah.
He's at Disney, so he's not here. And I walked into the shoot yesterday as well, dressed like I dressed for the show. Jeans, sneakers, button down. Thinking, this will be fine. Walk in, everybody's in sport coats. I'm like,
yikes.
They're like, the whole theme, the whole theme is just you never know who you're going to see here. So we just want you out. I was like, so T-Bob would have shown up in a swimsuit and a T-shirt.
Mm-hmm. Probably. No, probably. He would have done that, actually. Yeah, that's a positive.
Because it wasn't cold enough for him to yesterday have worn the one sweater that he owns.
How many takes?
Takes? What takes?
Well, you said there's different shots. You didn't know what shot they were going to use.
Those aren't
different takes.
those are just different shots. Takes would imply, Muse, that I had to keep giving them different renditions of the same line or something like that. But there was no line. It was just a casual shot of me. But they took several different angles. So we'll see what they put together. Takes. You do promos with me every day after the show, Muse. They call me One Take Matt. You know that.
It's normally pretty good. Normally. There's a few days where it'll get you.
I mean, if once every 6 months there's a day where I just can't remember how to say words. Yeah.
It happens. I mean, it happens to everybody.
They call me One Take Matt. Ask Paulie about all those shorts I had to do for the online betting people. No clock. Had to time it in my head to 60. Boom. Paulie, how many times did I ever go over? No script, no clock, riffing on LSU or Saints. Boom. How many times did I ever go over 60?
I can't remember any of them.
It's because the answer is none, Paul. Jerk. All right, Theriot's here next hour. Let's grab a break. We got betting odds for Chase Young. What do the odds makers say? Will he be back with the New Orleans Saints? We'll tell you next, AFR.
After further review.
Love telling you about Action Industries and the Advanced Turnaround Group. So remember, Action Industries, servicing the petrochemical refinery markets, all the plants up and down the river for 43 years, since 1982. They also have, however, the Advanced Turnaround Group. So this is their turnaround division inside of Action Industries. But it is a completely separate pool of resources, people who only perform turnaround work. They specialize in getting your turnaround job finished in a timely, efficient, effective manner and a safe manner as well. They offer 24-hour, round-the-clock customer service as well with the Advanced Turnaround Group. So it's Action Industries. You can learn more about their 24-hour availability for emergencies, specialty welding that they offer. You're going to get personalized attention from these people whose entire careers are centered around turnaround work. It's the Advanced Turnaround Group over at Action Industries.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief. Our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood Subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Family owned and community driven.
Service Chevrolet Cadillac, a legacy you can trust since 1972. Service Chevrolet Cadillac, our family serving your family.
For over 50 years.
At Atmas Energy, our smart choice solutions help customers save energy and emissions with rebates up to $500 off high-efficiency natural gas appliances.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar.
All right, Theriot's here in about 45 minutes from right now. Glad you're hanging out on this Friday. Tiger baseball against North Alabama, 3-game series. Jay Johnson had talked about it a bit earlier in the week. Kind of getting into the cadence of what SEC home weekends are going to be like. Play Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday afternoon. It's kind of been a little different up until this point where they played a lot of afternoon Friday games. Of course, they had a Monday game. They went on the road and played in Frisco with a 2 o'clock game on a Friday. So it's just been a bit unorthodox. This weekend kind of gets you back into the cadence of what an SEC home weekend is going to be like schedule-wise. So see how the Tigers do with North Alabama coming in. We'll talk more about that series with Theriot coming up here just a little bit. NFL free agency begins next week. There aren't a lot of big-name free agents on the Saints roster. We're going to keep an eye on Paulson Adebo, what happens with him coming off of injury. Posted a really cool video to social media. If you missed it, by the way, Paulson Adebo posted a video of him doing a standing backflip, which certainly indicates he's making tremendous progress in his recovery, which is awesome to see. He posted it on his Instagram, then shared it to his Twitter as well. Not just the backflip, but like cone drills and all kind of stuff. Pull this up, Paul, if you would. There's Paulson Adebo right there if you're watching. So standing backflip, looking pretty good coming off the broken leg, moving good with the 3-cone drill. So good agility, and looks like he'll be ready. And this is a good time to post something like this as well. Free agency is about to begin. Adebo is going to be a free agent here, or is a free agent. So the Saints are going to have to decide if they're going to re-sign him or if he's going to go test the market. And then there's Juwan Johnson as well. So Adebo, Juwan Johnson, and then Chase Young. Those really are the 3 big-name, quote-unquote, free agents that the Saints have that they have to decide what they're going to do, if they're going to re-sign these guys or what. But the more we keep diving into targets for the New Orleans Saints in free agency, I think the more it's starting to crystallize what their approach is going to have to be in the draft. So, for example, if they don't re-sign Juwan Johnson and your only tight end is Foster Moreau on the last year of his deal, Tyler Warren at number 9 makes a lot of sense. Now, if you re-sign Juwan Johnson, you're probably not going tight end at 9. Okay. But I keep looking at Chase Young more closely than anyone else, because I think Juwan Johnson's going to sign somewhere else, and I think, unfortunately for Paulson Adebo coming off the injury, he's probably not going to have as robust a market. And even if he does, the Saints already have Alontae Taylor and Kool-Aid McKinstry. They've invested in that spot. Chase Young is interesting because the Saints were one of the worst pass rush teams in the league this year, and Chase Young was sort of a bright spot. He finished the season, played in all 17 games, had 31 tackles, which is the second most in his career, 5.5 sacks, 8 TFL. So a good, productive year for Chase Young. It was a 1-year prove-it deal, and he proved it. He proved he could stay healthy and be productive. He's in his mid-20s, still in his physical prime. So he's going to have a market. And the odds makers over at betonline.ag posted the odds for a handful of big-name defensive players and where they may land. And they asked the question, would Chase Young be back with the New Orleans Saints? And no is a minus 150 favorite for Chase Young not to be back in New Orleans. So they are heavily assuming that Chase Young is going to sign somewhere else. For what it's worth, we got this up at LouisianaSports.net if you want to go read it. They have the New England Patriots as the betting favorite to land Chase Young. After that, the Kansas City Chiefs, the Carolina Panthers, Jacksonville, Detroit, the Chargers, a whole bunch of teams there. But anyway, the point being, it is seemingly unlikely, according to the odds makers, that Chase Young is back. He proved it. He's going to have a robust market. Someone with more money than the Saints is going to pay him. So if that happens and you don't re-sign Chase Young, think about where you're left. You've got An aging Cam Jordan who has really become nothing more than just a situational pass rusher, kind of spot role player defensively. He's just the productivity has just waned for Cam Jordan. This year, Jordan played in 17 games, had just 34 tackles, 4 sacks, 7 TFLs. For a guy that was and you paid to be a franchise edge rusher throughout his career, he just isn't that anymore. And after you paid Carl Granderson, he had a disappointing season as well. You used a second-round pick on Isaiah Foskey 2 years ago, and he's played in just over 20 games in his career. So after playing in 10 games as a rookie, he played in every game this past year, so 27 games in his career that he's played in. But in those 27 games, he's got fewer than 30 career tackles. He's really been a special teamer. You got to go edge rusher. The more I look at this, I say, look, whatever happens in free agency largely is going to dictate what you do in the draft. Because if you're able to go address positions of need in free agency by re-signing your free agents or adding free agents, then it's not really a top priority in the draft. But if you don't address it in free agency, then you got to go get it in the draft, i.e. Taliese Fuaga last year being drafted in the first round. You moved Trevor Penning to the right side. You didn't add a tackle in free agency. James Hurst retired. You had to get a tackle, no doubt, and they did it with their first-round pick. So I look at this and I go, okay, Cam's old, Granderson underperformed, Foskey's a bust. Betting odds suggest Chase Young isn't going to be back in New Orleans. Well, you got to go get somebody. Well, I'm looking at these odds, again, from BetOnline. DeMarcus Lawrence, minus 190 that he returns to New Orleans, that he returns to Dallas. Even if he doesn't return to Dallas, the Saints don't even have odds to sign him. Joey Bosa is someone we talked about because of his connection with Brandon Staley with the Chargers. They have Bosa obviously is not going to re-sign with the Chargers. They've released him. So the betting favorite right now is the 49ers to land him. He played with his brother Nick. Of the dozen or so teams listed with odds, the Saints are not one of them. Saints don't even have odds. With Josh Sweat, not anticipated to return to the Philadelphia Eagles. He's actually projected to go to Carolina. The Saints have 18-1 odds. They're about the 10th best odds after the Commanders, Cardinals, Pats, Falcons, Seahawks, Chargers, Panthers, Bears, Lions, Cowboys, then the Saints at 18-1. Point is, we go to Khalil Mack. Not expected to return to the Chargers. The Saints do not have odds of landing Khalil Mack. And all this is up for free at LouisianaSports.net if you want to go see the entire breakdown. But the point is, it seems unlikely that you're going to be able to sign an edge rusher in free agency. If you can't sign an edge rusher in free agency, you don't retain the free agent that you have in Chase Young, and the guys you have are old, underperforming, and a bust, you got to go get an edge rusher. I mean, it's true. The Saints need everything. They need everything. That's what happens when you're bad. But, man, in this league, if you don't have a quarterback, someone who can protect the quarterback, and someone who can affect the quarterback, you can't win. And so that's quarterback, left tackle, edge rusher. It's why those positions get paid the way they do. It's why Max Crosby just got the biggest deal for an edge rusher in the history of the league, because he can affect the passer in a division where you got to face Patrick Mahomes and Justin Herbert and Bo Nix Astros. We'll see. But Ross Jackson over at LouisianaSports.net has a piece up right now. It's the top 5 realistic draft prospects for the Saints at 9. Who's realistically going to be on the board for the Saints when they pick at 9? We can talk all we want about Shedeur or someone like that dropping, but the top 5 he has are Teteroa McMillan, the receiver out of Arizona, Mason Graham, the defensive lineman out of Michigan. I don't know that he drops. It would be great if he did. Penn State tight end Tyler Warren, but again, remains to be seen what happens in free agency. If you re-sign Juwan Johnson, you're not taking Tyler Warren at 9. So we'll know this once free agency begins. But the last 2 that Ross mentions are the ones that I think are the most interesting, because the more I think about this, while I would love the Saints to pick Tyler Warren, I think if you are in compete and win now mode, which the Saints have said they are, right? That's not me saying, it's Mickey Loomis. And Ellen Moore have said.
Ellen Moore.
Have said they're competing to win now. Okay, well, if that's the case, then what do you need to win now? Well, if you sign a tight end in free agency, then you're not going to draft a tight end at 9. You absolutely have to get edge rushers. Jalen Walker out of Georgia is one that Ross mentioned, and the other was James Pierce out of Tennessee. And the interesting thing about James Pierce out of Tennessee is a lot of the word out of the combine is that some of the character issues came up. And I'm going to tell you, before this past season, Pierce was projected by some. If you go look at preseason mock drafts, he was projected as the number 1 pick in this draft, preseason. Number 1 on big boards and things like that. He had a good year for Tennessee. He's 6'5", he's athletic, he's a good pass rusher, elite pass rusher, but you're seeing him fall a little down boards, and that might be because of character issues. Something worth watching. Now, we know this time of year, there are always teams that plant stories about guys hoping that those guys fall so they can get them at better value. I'm not suggesting the Saints have done that with Pierce. I'm just saying somebody might have done that with Pierce. But if there is, as they say, where there's smoke, there's usually fire. If that's the case, I don't know that Pierce is the guy you want to target. Because at some point, the talent is worth the risk. I don't know if that's the case at 9, especially with a new head coach who's the youngest head coach in the league at 36 years old, trying to instill culture. So, while Pierce's talent would be tantalizing, he may be the choice. Jalen Walker may be a guy we start talking more and more about at 9, because depending on what the Saints do in free agency, and their what seemingly, with all these odds, inability to sign an edge, you're going to have to get a pass rusher early in this draft, and it might be at 9. Might be one of the guys we just mentioned. All right, y'all. It's After Further Review. We're brought to you by Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry, lmfj.com, lmfj.com for Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. Great time of year to get by. Springtime is a great time when a lot of people who are getting married or are getting engaged start looking around at those rings, the diamonds, the wedding bands as well. That's why Lee Michaels is having their bridal event in Baton Rouge, March 20th through the 22nd at the store in the Mall of Louisiana. If you know where the food court is in the Mall of Louisiana, go to the bottom floor. It's right there in the corner. You can't miss it. Anyway, that's mark the date, March 20th through 22nd. So you got a couple of weeks until that, but I guess 2 weeks from yesterday. So is when it'll start. You get great deals and see an amazing selection for wedding bands, diamonds, loose diamonds, wedding rings. You can check it out over at Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry, lmfj.com, lmfj.com for Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. Okay, y'all, glad you're hanging out with us here on this Friday edition of AFR. Theriot in about 30 minutes from right now. Got a lot to get into with Theriot. We'll preview LSU and North Alabama this weekend series coming up. Theriot did ask, if you remember, last Friday when we were here, I was getting ready to go to the Endymion ball. He asked me for Endymion beads, like the Endymion branded beads. So I delivered. I gave him. I have several options. Actually, Muse, you can validate for our radio audience.
He's getting a selection here.
He's going to pick which one he wants. Muse, actually, you can see, what does the bag say?
Lee Michaels.
Mm-hmm. I did not plan that either, by the way. But there it is. It's Lee Michaels' bag. When you thrill her with a gift in the red box, they'll put it in this bag for you to carry away. It's a black bag with Lee Michaels on it. Anyway, I've got Theriot's beads in here.
Ooh.
I'm just showing you a little sneak peeks. Just little sneak peeks.
You think he's going to want all of them?
Yeah.
This is kind of what I was thinking, too.
But what he wants is one primarily to display in his office at Parish. He got because they went to Orpheus on Monday. Parish gets a balcony for Orpheus, and crew, clients, stuff like that. I was working, so I didn't get to go.
You were here. I remember.
But he got his Orpheus bead. It's already hanging in his office. So he wants an Endymion bead. I was like, gotcha. I also got, you know what's apparently a new thing? Big cowboy hats.
They're throwing cowboy hats?
Cowboy hats.
Okay.
Now they're like iridescent cowboy hats, and they blink and stuff like that. But that was a big. I must have caught 10 of them this year. When you go to the ball, you catch 10 of everything. Whatever you want, you're going to get. I was stacking them on my head. But Theriot wanted one of them. So I was like, yeah, take your pick. But I didn't bring those today. All right, it's AFR. We'll go around the SEC next.
After further review.
Y'all check out our friends at Glow Resources. We're heading into the weekend, but that doesn't mean your business ever stops. Like if you're a business owner, your business is like a child. It is a living, breathing, constantly evolving thing. You never stop being a parent to your children. You never stop being an owner of your business. So even though we're going into the weekend, it is a great time if you're struggling with personnel to get in touch with our friends at Glow Resources. GLO, glowresources.com. Go check out the website. That's a good way to start. Just go to glowresources.com. You can always give them a buzz if you want. If you're in Baton Rouge, pop on into their corporate office right there on Perkins Road. It's amazing. They've done a gut renovation of that building. It's gorgeous. You'll walk in and you'll understand why they're so much fun just from the decor. But you can go to the website at glowresources.com, glowresources.com. You want to apply now. You want to contact them. If you want to learn more about Glow and all the solutions they offer, you can do so at glowresources.com for all the recruitment services that they offer. If you need the right people in your business, let Glow Resources help. glowresources.com.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood Subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Family owned and community driven.
Service Chevrolet Cadillac, a legacy you can trust since 1972. Service Chevrolet.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Juan Cigar Bar.
If you don't know the name Richard Wesley, you'll get to know it. He's one of the nation's top recruits for the 2027 class. So just finishing his high school sophomore year this year. Well, now he's Richard Wesley, one of the top recruits for the 2026 class. He is reclassifying. He will sign with a college program in December of 2025. 5 as a member of the 2026 class. He's 6'5", 245. He's out of California. Just finished a sophomore season at Sierra Canyon. And it's just another, we told you about Booby Feaster, who's an LSU target. Tight end Mark Bowman, running back Xavier Crowell, cornerback Havon Finley. All 2027 prospects that have now reclassified for 2026. And then just think about this year, how we already saw guys like Julian Lewis, Jakeem Stewart, Brady Hart classified from 26 to 25. Last year, we saw Colin Hurley do it. Remember, Quinn Ewers did it. His first year, reclassified, went as a freshman, signed a 7-figure NIL deal at Ohio State, then bounced and went to Texas. Got paid twice. Good on you. Anyway, it's a fascinating trend, and there's no mistaking why it's happening. You have these guys that are young, that are just getting paid a year earlier. They're like, why would I stay another year in high school when there's a college team ready to pay me? Here's the thing I'm going to be most interested in watching, though. Okay. You're a great high school athlete. You're a 5-star, this and that. You reclassify. Someone gives you some cash. Got it. What happens when the sample size continues to grow of these guys reclassifying and not making an immediate impact? And then transferring. Will there be an appetite of these college programs to continue paying 16-year-olds to come to school early? I don't think so. Watch Jakeem Stewart this year. Southern Cal dumped $2 million a year in Jakeem Stewart's lap. Guy who's played one season of high school football. Now, I think he's got a huge ceiling, like everybody else does. But I don't think 17-year-old Jakeem Stewart's walking onto the field at the Coliseum this year and being an impact guy. Not immediately, anyway. So is there going to be a temperament by college programs to continue paying these guys? It has a lot of feel like the high school to the pros NBA guys. You know why the one-and-done rule is in place? It's not for college basketball. It's because of the NBA. You had NBA teams drafting high school guys, and for every Kobe Bryant or Kevin Garnett, there was a Kwame Brown. Or 5 Kwame Browns is probably more a better way to say it. And so it's better for the NBA teams to say, hey, I think you're going to be really good. Go spend a year in college and let's see how that goes. Who was the kid from Kentucky? Remember, it was the year Ben Simmons was at LSU. Do you remember this guy? Why am I blanking? Canadian kid. Would have been the number 1 pick in the draft. Right there with Ben Simmons. Something with an S. See if you can find it. Anyway, goes to Kentucky, struggles. I don't know. Might have been a second-round pick when he actually came out. I don't remember exactly what happened to him. But point is, you go learn. You go learn about this player when the level of competition ratchets up. And ultimately what happened was NBA teams were tired of using lottery picks on guys that became busts. And so the NBA instituted the one-and-done rule. Basically, you got to go to school for at least a year. Well, it's worked. I think you'll see something similar in college. Not that it'll be a one-and-done rule per se. I just think you're going to stop seeing college programs spending rev share, NIL at that amount on guys reclassifying. It's hard enough to come in as a true freshman and make an impact. Now you're basically saying you'd be coming in as what would be a high school senior trying to make an impact? Yeah, you'll see a Ryan Williams every now and again. I don't know if you know that, but he was 17 years old this year. You'll see that every now and again, but that's going to be the outlier. That's going to be the Kobe. That's going to be the exception, not the rule. Get Theriot's thoughts on that as well. Yeah, that guy's name? God dog it, it's escaping me.
You said he's from Canada?
Went to Kentucky for 1 year. Same year as Ben Simmons. It was 2015.
2015-2016 season, right? That's what that was.
Are you looking at Kentucky's roster?
Yeah, from 2015-2016, but I don't...
Read the. Don't worry about it. I'll get it in the break, and someone will text me exactly who it is. Hang on, the text line will know who it is. Someone text me. You know who I'm talking about. I can picture the kid. I can't remember his name. I'm blanking for the life of me right now. All right, it's After Further Review. We're brought to you by Parish Restoration, parishbuilt.com, parishbuilt.com. Excuse me. Go to parishrestoration.com. New website, their own website for Parish Restoration, parishrestoration.com. Kill mold, remove odor. They also got great social media as well. You want to see pictures of the work they do, of what it looks like, to see that patented non-toxic dry fog treatment. You can see pictures and video of the restoration. Kill mold, remove odor. This is, again, patented non-toxic treatment, and it's so cool because it's cost-effective and it's efficient. They've got tons of like here's a really cool picture of the fogging if you want to see it. They're your mold removal experts. It's Parish Restoration. They'll come in, they'll fog your house, your office building, whatever it may be. They'll let the fog dwell so it kills all the spores and everything. As soon as it dissipates, boom, you're back in free and clear. Your house, half a day, maybe half a day, you're back in. Boom. While you're at work, could be done. Clean, fresh, clean smelling, mold, odor-free, pathogen-free when you get home. Parish Restoration. Go to parishrestoration.com. All right, we're late. Let's go around the SEC.
Around the SEC, bringing you the biggest news from the nation's best conference, the Auburn Tigers.
Auburn season opener at Baylor moved to Friday, August the 29th. Brett McMurphy, the first with the news. He'll be playing at McLean Stadium in Waco. It's a 2-year home-and-home contract with Auburn and Baylor. Baylor will make the return trip to Jordan-Hare in 2026.
The Tennessee Volunteers.
Ricky Gibson will be on the field for Tennessee's first spring practice. He initially indicated he planned to enter the transfer portal, but when the Vols kicked off spring practice Friday morning, he was out there. Former four-star, started all 12 games for the Vols as a sophomore this past season.
The Oklahoma Sooners.
Senior Jaron Kanak has officially switched positions from linebacker to tight end. No longer on the defensive side of the ball. He'll play tight end in 2025. Of course, Bauer Sharp left Oklahoma for LSU, so they're a little thin at that spot. Kanak had 17 tackles and a recovered fumble last year. The recovered fumble was against Temple, but he was a starter back in 2023, but mostly was a backup in 2024.
The Texas Longhorns.
Texas making changes to Darrell K. Royal Texas Memorial Stadium to help pay for a new practice facility. So there's a couple of critical components there at Belmont Hall, which is part of the academic facility. Their upper deck seating will expand to 105,000. Some other changes, some luxury suites built into the 7th and 8th floors as well. So funds from those suites will help pay for the brand new football practice facility. Construction will begin in 2026.
The Florida Gators.
And star defender Isaiah Williams has committed to Florida. He's a 2026 prospect, number 52 in the ESPN Junior 300. Committed to Florida over Louisville, Syracuse, and Florida State, the number 6 safety in the country, 6'1", 215-pounder. All right, there you have it. That is Around the SEC. Friday shows are brought to you by Juan Cigar Bar in Town Center. I was over there yesterday shooting a new TV commercial you'll see on TV and social media, no doubt coming near you. Be on the lookout. You want a fine premium cigar, great cocktail, high-end whiskey, you can get it all over at Don Juan Cigar Bar in Town Center. All right, final break. Usually do Tigers and the Pros to wrap up hour number 1. Theriot's here in 15 minutes on AFR.
AFR.
Well, getting up to 80 degrees today. And then this weekend, another cold snap, because that's just what it is this time of year when we get around March. And we're going to be down in the 40s again next week. So, you're cranking up your AC? Got issues? Call River City's 1 Hour Air. Cranking up your heater? Got issues? Call River City's 1 Hour Air. 752-0001, 752-0001, 752-0001. Like, tomorrow, on Saturday, you may be your AC. Sunday, when the weather's going to get colder, it may be your heater. And it doesn't matter if it's Saturday or Sunday. If you call 752-0001 this weekend, you will have a living, breathing human voice answering the phone. Because they'll always come out nights, holidays, weekends, and they'll never charge you extra to come out nights, holidays, weekends. It's River City's 1 Hour Air, 752-0001.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
You gotta believe in a dream. Believe. You gotta believe in a dream. Believe. You gotta believe. My whole team on wild.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you. Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood Subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Family owned and community driven.
Service Chevrolet Cadillac, a legacy you can trust since 1972.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Juan Cigar Bar.
Shout out to Avo Marzawanian and Cade Mayu. Skal Labissiere is who I was looking for, the Kentucky player. Was the number 2 player. I said he was from Canada. He was from Haiti. I was way off. Knew it started with an S, though.
That's a good one, too.
Skal Labissiere, and it worked perfectly. Yeah, so Skal was there the year. He came out the year as Ben Simmons. He's from Haiti, but ended up came out of high school in Memphis, playing high school ball in Memphis. And it was one of those things where he would have been like the number 1 or number 2 pick in the draft with Ben Simmons had they been able to go high school to the pros. But the one and done rules in place, so he went to Kentucky, went to college at Kentucky. Was he a one and done? I thought he played 2 years at Kentucky. The years blend together.
He wasn't on the roster the next year I looked. So he was 2015-16. He was not on 16-17.
Okay. At the start of the season, he was considered a potential number 1 draft pick for the 2016 NBA draft. Played 36 games, started 18 of them, and he was a one and done. But point being, he went 28th in the draft. So it's an example of a guy who you think one thing, then you go step up a level in competition, and you're like, yeah, maybe he's not ready. That Skal was an example of that. If you're just joining us, wondering what the heck you're talking about, it's about the guys that we're starting to see reclassify now for college football, and I get why they're doing it. They're reclassifying to get to school early so they can get paid. But if you keep having 17-year-olds show up on college campuses and they're not ready to be impact guys, you're going to stop seeing college programs paying these guys in their revenue share, at least paying them sizable amounts. It just doesn't make sense to do it if you're not getting a return on that investment. All right, it's after further review. Muse, Tigers in the pros.
Tigers in the pros. They still bleed purple and gold. They're just really rich now.
How about this? 8 former LSU Tigers are invited to participate in the 2025 MLB Spring Breakouts. That is a 4-day event hosted by MLB. It showcases baseball's future. It's next week, March 13th through the 16th. The 8 guys, Trey Morgan, who's a number 4 prospect with the Rays, by the way, Grant Taylor, Tommy White, and Gage Jump, pair of guys in the athletics organization, Jaden Hill and Eric Raiselman, who we talked about, might get his is a call up here. If you're interested, it's 16 games. They're streamed live and blackout free on MLB's digital platforms. How about the MLB?
Coming along.
Slowly but surely. They won't do it their actual games, but hey, here's the futures games. Anyway, Alex Bregman today.
No. Should have been.
No, well, he's not even from the state.
Well, had he been from here, he would have gone to Calicut. Bet your bottom dollar, Muse.
I can't really argue with that. 2 for 2, 2 runs scored, 2 RBI. The highlight, home run. His second of the spring. He's doing really well. Pretty good. Trey Morgan today, 1 for 2 with a single. He would come around to score. And Sam Burns, 1 under par at the Arnold Palmer Invitational. That's big because it got him to +3 inside the cut line, so he'll be around for the weekend at Bay Hill. No, the same as yesterday. If he wasn't playing yesterday, he's not playing today.
Hates Curtis Thompson.
I don't hate Curtis Thompson.
Paulie, since he'll never book him, I want you to book Curtis Thompson for me. I'm going to have him confront Muse on the show why he hates him so much. What did Curtis Thompson steal your girlfriend? What happened, Muse?
Nothing happened. I
Clearly.
like Curtis Thompson. He's just not playing. I can't help that. That's Tigers Info.
Presented by Relief Windows and ReliefWindows.com. By the way, Relief Windows, shout out. Sponsoring tonight's MMA event over at L'Auberge. I'll be heading over there as soon as the show ends. Excited about that. Titan Combat Championships over at L'Auberge. I was talking to Casey McKenzie earlier today. They few tickets remaining, but anyway, Relief Windows, one of the proud sponsors there. I'm sure I'll see Brandon over there, cage side. Watch some human carnage. Love it. I tell you what, if you have carnage on your windows from like a rock hitting the glass or your kid throwing a remote, they'll always replace it for free. Lifetime transferable warranty on labor, material, and glass breakage. It's Relief Windows and ReliefWindows.com. Windows, doors, siding, they do shutters as well. Relief Windows and ReliefWindows.com. All right, y'all. 1 hour in the books. Theriot staring you straight in the face. Talk some LSU baseball when we come back. The Riot Radio Hours are next.
AFR.
Lots of people making their way back into town from Disney, from skiing. I got relatives. My wife's sister, she and her family, they drove to Colorado. That sounds miserable. They're drivers. I don't really get it. I'm like, I'll get on a plane and be there in like 3 hours. Let's do it. Anyway, but if you drive and you drove all them miles, when you get back, you may need new tires. You may need your tires rotated. You may need an oil change. You may need an alignment. Maybe your brakes are squeaky. Maybe the check engine light's on. You put all those miles on your vehicle. Take care of it. Let Shaw Bills help. Remember, at Shaw Bills, they'll sell you name brand tires at wholesale prices. Remember, they guarantee that. You're going to get the lowest price. Find the same tires advertised somewhere cheaper, they'll refund you 125% of the difference. That's part of the Charlie's Dozen. A dozen benefits to buying tires at Shaw Bills. But the best is they treat you like family. ShawBillsTire.com, ShawBillsTire.com. Shaw Bills, we keep you rolling.
At Atmas Energy, our smart choice solutions help customers save energy and emissions with rebates up to $500 off high-efficiency natural gas appliances, smart thermostats, and weatherization upgrades. Together, we're fueling our energy future.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared toward seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood Subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Family owned and community driven.
Service Chevrolet Cadillac, a legacy you can trust since 1972. Service Chevrolet Cadillac, our family serving your family.
For over 50 years.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Savor game day platters and snacks, plus drink specials at 1717 Kitchen and Cocktail. So come out for game day and let our team make you the MVP. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Doug Brown. ESPN's Adam Schefter reports after they weren't able to get a trade done, the Commanders will cut defensive lineman Jonathan Allen. Adam also reports the Titans will cut outside linebacker Harold Landry III. The Bills will sign linebacker Terrell Bernard to a 4-year extension worth $50 million. And ESPN's Jeremy Fowler reports the Lions will sign linebacker Derek Barnes to a 3-year extension worth $25.5 million. Mavericks minority owner Mark Cuban finally weighs in on the trade that sent Luka Doncic to the Lakers.
If the Mavs are going to trade Luka, that's one thing. Just get a better deal. You know, no disrespect to Anthony Davis, but I still firmly believe if we had gotten 4 unprotected number ones and Anthony Davis and Max Christie, this would be a different conversation.
Mark Cuban talking with WFAA TV in Dallas. At the NHL trade deadline today, ESPN's Emily Kaplan reports the Stanley Cup champion Panthers get Brad Marchand from the Bruins. Boston also traded center Charlie Coyle to the Avalanche.
Hey, it's your resident Super Bowl champ, Chris Candy. Coming up Monday before NFL free agency starts, I'll tell you the players your team should avoid paying. It's Unsportsmanlike, weekday mornings at 6, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio.
That's right. Woo!
It's that Louisiana boy, yeah, they call him the Riot. Born and raised in the swamps, gonna fight like a tiger. He going beast mode, baby, he a beast though. What you think he supposed to do? You pitch a better reload. Get the point.
After further review, the Riot Radio Hour with Matt Moscona and Ryan Theriot, presented by Alpha Customs. Alpha Customs, Prairieville and Lafayette, and online at alphacustoms.net.
Well, how's your week going?
Week was good.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, but good. I'm full of good ideas.
Here comes Theriot. The throw, not in time. Scudero delivers and the Giants lead 4-3 in the 10th.
The wave pool, although probably full of bacteria, flesh-eating parasites, and the occasional turd, provides endless hours of fun. It's not cool to have a 30A sticker on the back of your grocery go-getter. Big fan of the truck.
The Riot Radio Hour.
Hour 2. Up we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR presented by Done. 1, Cigar Bar. I'm Matt.
Love you, Matt.
Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
Muso. Hey! Theriot! All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there and make it a good one. Yo, bro.
Yo, bruh.
What up? What up?
What up?
You know what I got down here?
Kyle Williams.
Nope.
Oh, goodness.
Wait. What does that say?
Lee Michaels.
It is a Lee Michaels bag.
Yep.
And then look what's on the little sticky. You ever seen these transparent sticky notes? Erica uses these all the time, transparent sticky notes.
No, but I like them.
Look at that. Transparent.
Yeah, I like that.
What does that transparent sticky note say?
Endymion beads for Ryan with a smiley face.
What did you ask for last week?
A branded Endymion bead.
Well, friend.
What do you got for me?
I have not one.
You have all.
Not two.
Can we see?
But three. Patience. Young grasshopper. Or should I say cricket?
Patience, young cricket.
Endymion beads. Oh, man. For you to choose from.
I'm very excited.
Put
Okay.
them down here, though.
That's a tease.
You don't get them just yet. Excuse me.
That's a tease.
Excuse me. Take a sip of my more. You sound a little under the weather.
A little bit.
You been hydrating?
Yeah, I drank a big old water before I came in here, and then I have one in the truck, too.
Better get you some Evermore, dog.
But I haven't been hydrating enough. A little bit under the weather.
Big part of it. And you got to get your vitamin D3 plus K2.
Can I go get that at the store?
I'm sure. Sure you can. You can find
Is
it.
it all the same stuff?
No, you got to get a methylated vitamin.
What is the difference? I don't know.
Methylate is already broken down into the usable form. Your body doesn't have to methylate it.
Oh.
Your body doesn't have, so there's no waste in it. Right?
Do they sell that at the store?
You could probably find a methylated vitamin somewhere at the store. Just make sure that you're getting one. But I do all my breakfast supplements, my 10X supplements. So changed my life, dude. Feel awesome. I feel so good.
What'd you went online, you sent them some blood or something, or you peed in a cup, or like
So it's a cheek swab.
Okay. Send it back.
Little cheek swab. Send it back. They sent me my results. Told me where I am genetically deficient, like what genetic abnormalities that I have that my body doesn't allow to methylate, to process the raw materials to the usable form. So I supplement for deficiency now. It's amazing. Do the test once in your life.
I think I've done it before.
It's made all the difference. You might have. I'm sure your doctor can do it. Whoever can do it. I'm sure you can do it.
Yeah, I think I've done it. I definitely don't have the results, but I think I did that. And you know what else I did that was very, very interesting was the food allergy.
Yeah.
One.
I've never done that.
Which is crazy because it was stuff that I crush.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't get sick or anything or hives or, mustard.
Allergic to mustard? The mustard seed?
Highly.
Wow.
Lactose intolerant.
You might want to stop with the lactose.
Anyway.
Get you some almond milk, dog.
It was very interesting. The mustard thing was weird.
Yeah.
Anyway.
How, other than, you're being a little under the weather, how's your week?
Week's good. The week started off really good.
Yeah,
might be why I'm a little under the weather. With the Lundi Gras celebration.
With the Parish team?
With the Parish team.
Yeah, thanks for the invite.
Down at Avenue Pub. Shout out.
I didn't know that's where our balcony was. That's a great spot, dude. Shout out to Avenue Pub on St. Charles.
Man,
they got maybe the best whiskey selection you'll find anywhere. And I don't know who, I think maybe they went through like an ownership change. But as I understand it, and I've never met the woman that owned it, but I think she was from Kentucky, and so she was a big whiskey person. The thing was always she wanted to bring this amazing whiskey selection and sell it at a reasonable price so people could try all these whiskeys that are so hard to find. Anyway, Avenue Pub's like every time I'm in that area uptown, I always pop in Avenue Pub.
That was good.
We did a bus tour a few years ago, and we did one of our stops at Avenue Pub. We had lunch there. They did craft old fashions for us. I did a whole flight of the Four Roses LEs from like 2012 to 2020. I mean, it's awesome. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
And they have video poker machines.
Oh, and they've got, I asked you this at our meeting. They used to, I don't know if they still do, They have a cigarette vending machine.
So good.
I mean, straight out of 83.
I love that.
A cigarette vending machine. I remember going to Pizza Hut on O'Neill. No, I guess it was, on George O'Neill. And it's not there anymore. I don't know what that building is now. Do you know what that building is now? It's like one of the old Pizza Hut buildings where the roof looked like a hat. You know what I'm talking about?
It's a restaurant, but I believe it's Indian food or Thai food.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's an ethnic.
I'm talking, this is when Pizza Hut was a sit-down restaurant. Where you had a waitress at Pizza Hut. Let me tell you a story, kids, about pizza. And it was like you get the buffet. Dad could have a few cold pops if he wanted. Miss Pac-Man.
Yep, Gaddy's.
Godfather's Pizza.
Oh, bro.
We started on some Godfather's, dog. We were on a first-name basis, me and the Godfather's delivery guy.
Really?
No, not really. But I did love some Godfather's, dog.
It's a good pizza. So the week started off really good with Lundi Gras. We went into Mardi Gras, which was good. That might be why I'm a little under the weather.
Lundi.
Lundi.
You heard it too.
But I would like to talk a little bit about the season that we're in. And this letter goes to the people. This is dear the folks who give things up or give everything up for Lent.
Okay.
I want to talk to you guys. Okay?
Let's talk.
So first off, I really don't care what you're giving up for Lent. Okay. I mean, I appreciate the sacrifice. I think it's great. But you don't have to tell me about it. So people that like to give things up for Lent always tell others, oh, I'm giving that up for Lent.
Yeah.
I really don't care.
What about the people that start a conversation? Hey, what are you giving up for Lent? They don't really care what you're giving up. They just want to tell you what they're giving up.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Eating chocolate every single day for the 2 weeks leading up to Lent, then deciding you're going to give it up for Lent is not very impressive to me.
Nope.
Okay. Some of the ones that I've heard so far this year that are staples, which I love, cussing.
Cursing, yeah.
That's one. Cursing.
We're looking at you, Richard Tilley.
Sweets.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Smoking.
Oof.
I mean, who smokes anymore? It's 2025. Vape, you nerd.
I know.
I
had a cigar last night. Went to Don Juan, did a TV shoot. They gave me a cigar. Took it home, smoked it last night.
Yeah.
Great. Delicious.
Some people give up fast food.
Rocky Patel.
That's a staple. Cokes, soda.
Man, I've broken all these already.
Social media is a big one now.
What?
Giving up for
what, Muse?
For Lent.
What did you just eat?
Those are my energy mints.
Oh, I was like, what in the world?
Gary Greca.
Sorry, Ryan.
They're neuro mints. They don't work nearly as well as 5-Hour Energy, but the 5-Hour Energy has cyanocobalamin in it, so I'm trying to
get
knock
off
those
that.
out. I'm trying to find
for
a better
Lent.
alternative.
Give it up for Lent. Why wouldn't you?
Hey, what are you giving up for Lent?
The dudes that give up social
up 5
media,
Hour Energy.
The ones that give up social media.
It's got cyanocobalamin in it. I want to be healthier.
You don't want that. It's no good. Okay, so let's see, where am I here? Social media. That's where I am. All right. You've been glued to your phone scrolling Instagram and TikTok for the past 5 years. Your brain is rotting out of your skull because you're watching dancing cat videos. You can't give it up. You're not giving it up. It's not going to happen. Maybe 2 or 3 weeks, but you're not going to give it up.
Bro.
Dropping F-bombs isn't something you can just drop. You can just stop doing cold turkey.
True.
If you like to drop F-bombs, you can't just stop. It's like the nicotine patch. You have to ease your way into stopping dropping F-bombs.
Got it.
Okay? I don't give anything up for Lent.
No kidding.
Okay? I don't. Because it never works. It's like a New Year's Eve resolution. Okay? You can make it happen for a few weeks, but eventually you're going to fall back into your old ways. Good news is your old ways aren't that bad. It's okay to suck down Cokes for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It's not a bad thing. And Big Macs check multiple food group boxes. Okay? So I don't think it's that bad.
You know, we've learned the food pyramid is basically it's a scam.
Oh, it is. New Year's resolutions.
You shouldn't be eating that much bread. You probably shouldn't be eating bread
at all.
Period. You should never eat bread.
Mm-mm. What about the oats?
Yeah, right.
Oats was on the food pyramid. Horses eat that.
Get tons of grains in your body, which grains inflame everything in your body. That's what you need. Tons of grains in your body.
We believed them. think the things that people give up for Lent have become very predictable and lazy. And what I'm going to propose today, Matt, is we switch it up a little bit.
Okay.
Instead of giving up things like social media and swearing, why don't we make it interesting? Why don't we give up deodorant?
Oh. What a terrible idea.
You can really mix it up. Try giving up brushing your teeth for Lent.
This is supposed to be a sacrifice.
This is a sacrifice.
No,
Absolutely.
No. You're sacrificing the well-being of other people that have to be in your presence. But I will say, when I lost my smell with COVID, and there's a lot of stuff I really still don't smell. So if you don't want to wear deodorant, I'm actually.
It's all good. I'm all for recognizing Lent
you.
and making the sacrifice, but let's try to get creative, and I think it'd be a lot of fun. I may give up wearing shoes for Lent. That's the one I was really thinking about. Just go barefoot.
Well, you'd be grounding when you
I'd
touch
be
the surface
grounding.
of the earth.
I think that's a real sacrifice.
No, that's not a sacrifice. That's a good thing to do.
Try not wearing underwear and running a couple miles. Give up underwear for Lent. You want to make this thing interesting and fun? Let's do that. Let's make it cool. Let's get uncomfortable this Lent, Matt. Sincerely, Ryan.
Okay. I don't think any of those are good ideas. None of them. No. It's AFR.
AFR.
Brought to you by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com. Hey, you go in. The whole process is pretty easy, okay? When I tell you about hormone replacement therapy. You go in. Gabe does an awesome job, PA, over at Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Do a blood draw. A lot of times you'll get your results in clinic in 15 to 20 minutes. And they'll also send for a full blood panel, send off to the lab. And then they'll go over your treatment plans. You want to do the weekly injections? You can do it weekly in clinic. You could do it at home, whichever makes you more comfortable. Then every 3 months, they're going to take your blood labs. And by the way, one of the things that really differentiates Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness, not only that the lowest prices, never any contracts. When you go for your quarterly lab draws, they don't charge you for that. They foot the bill for that. Yourgoodwood.com.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
There it is, the extra mile. On the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further. Like vans customized for work or play. With safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one. You. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
When you can't rely on technology, you can rely on Mountain Cold Refreshment.
Dave's back on.
Coors Light. Choose chill.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar.
You see me, I eat, sleep, it's some talk rap. You see that 98 Mercedes on TV, I bought that. I had some felony charges, I bought that. Been sent to no return, but still was ball back. Niggas do some slangs in me, Woody, I called that. I punished them before they could call Jack. Now I'm looking for their family, you partners the wall back. If I ain't a hot boy, then what do you call that?
So yesterday on the show, talked about the Saints maybe drafting Quinn Ewers in day 3.
Okay.
And so our team chopped it up, made it into a reel to put on social media, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy, John Tarleton, commented, I just opened it. Have you seen his combine throwing drills? I replied to John. Have you seen him play actual football?
Right.
Dude, threw for
That's
3,500 yards and
That's
31 touchdowns in the SEC this year. By the way, he was playing with a torn oblique. Gamer, bro.
Gamer.
You gonna name me that guy as a day 3 flyer?
I'll take him.
Okay.
He's mine.
Same as said about Spencer Rattler a year ago. Only this guy actually won games.
And he had a mullet at one point.
Tats. Some edge, bro.
Piercings.
Shave the mullet. Where do you stand on him shaving the mullet? On cutting the mullet?
I thought the mullet gave him a little edge. Just being honest. But, I get it. See, we got to grow up every once in a while. But I like the mullet. I was on it.
I'd take him. In a millisecond. And if you wouldn't, then you can kick rocks.
It's time to kick rocks with Ryan Theriot.
Kick rocks.
Presented by Ruckus. Kick rocks with shoes from Ruckus. Jones Creek Road in Baton Rouge, or go to ruckus103.com.
Tom Brady can kick rocks. That's a standing kick rocks, but this one's
A perpetual kick rock.
Kick rocks.
Did you prepare?
Yeah. Okay, you can kick rocks for being a middle midget.
Kick rocks.
Costing your team 4 points.
I think you can kick a whole bag of rocks for that.
Get on down the road and kick rocks.
We had a track meet a few weeks ago. They had some stuff going on at the natatorium over by LSU. So the track meet was at the indoor at LSU. And I moseyed on in the natatorium just to check it out, see what was going on. We had some time. You been in that place, Matt?
It's been a long time, but yes.
That place could kick rocks.
Kick rocks.
It's a dump. Absolute dump.
You just reminded me of something.
The Broadmoor swimming pool in the Broadmoor neighborhood called La Riviera.
Yeah, let's go.
Was nicer.
And you got to do it with an accent. La Riviera.
Was nicer than that dump that Division I athletes have to compete in.
Yeah.
That place stinks.
Not really worried about it. Confession time. When I was in high school, I haven't thought about this in 25 years. I was big in Key Club, which was a service organization.
Sure.
You had to get service hours.
I like Key Club.
One of the things we did from time to time was we would work swimming meets at the natatorium.
Okay.
And one of the things we had to do was time the swimmers with a handheld stopwatch. Okay? I don't know what age group this was. There's definitely many, many times where Shaboy wasn't exactly proficient with a stopwatch. And I was just guessing on time,
Yeah.
so I was right.
I like it. Like if you liked the person that was they were nice to you, they were getting.
I mean, you hit it and they're swimming, and you look down and you realize, oh crap, I didn't hit it. So now I'm starting. I'm like, oh, let's add another. I think that might have been high school. I don't think it was college. I don't think they were letting us hand time college. It was kids. I don't remember. It's been so long. I don't remember, but there's definitely times I was guessing on that. Hey, what was their time? I was right. There you go.
Hey, that's
Sorry.
Be nice to the dude with the stopwatch.
Oh my God, a world record! No. You just got an idiot over there that doesn't know how to work a stopwatch.
You touched on my next one briefly, but I want to tell the NFL Combine to kick rocks.
Kick rocks.
Because every year, some kid gets paid and he stinks. And then every year, some kid that's really good doesn't get paid. I don't think we put enough stock into the game film and the competition that they're playing and all that stuff. I like the Combine. It's fun to watch. Like, it's entertaining to watch dudes run really, really, really fast and jump high and move a lot of weight around. Like, I think about a guy like Drew Brees, like how he would have performed or how he did perform. I don't even know how he performed. I'm sure they had the Combine when he was coming out. I bet you
Combine's been around a long time.
I bet you performed well.
I mean, Drew Brees has always been really accurate.
So the Combine can kick rocks.
Get on down the road and kick rocks.
And then this is probably, you probably won't agree with this, but I think pitch counts. I've been watching, I've been watching some of the LSU games, and then, spring training's cranking up, and you got the high school stuff going right now. I think pitch counts can kick rocks. I think that every pitcher has a certain amount of throws in his arm, and eventually you're either going to blow out or you're not going to blow out. So really, to put everybody in that one, 50, 75, 100 pitch count, I think it's lazy. And I don't like it. So they can kick rocks too.
Kick rocks.
Throw till you blow.
I don't really have a strong feeling on it.
I don't like them. I mean, I've seen perfect games get ruined, no hitters get ruined because of it. I mean,
Yeah, it feels stupid.
Just let them go, man.
Let them go. Brought to you by Ruckus, Ruckus103.com, RUKUS, Ruckus103.com, or get by. See the gang over at Ruckus right there, 2 locations. Lafayette, downtown. Love that spot. It's actually right across the street and a few doors down from Delta Media, their downtown Lafayette spot, which is awesome. Beautiful spot. And
you can go to Jones Creek.
Then on Jones Creek in Baton Rouge.
Right next to the Blue Store.
Let's see what we got. Anything new? Oh, look at those. You know what I'm looking at. God, I love me some Air Force Ones. Erica doesn't love Air Force Ones.
I don't love them.
I'm wearing Air Force Ones today. Look, I got these at Ruckus. Look.
I don't love them, I'll be honest.
Got these. I get complimented these every time I wear them. Got the multi-tone brown plaid on the heel, browns. Yeah. Every time I wear these, people compliment these shoes.
I like
got them at Ruckus, Ruckus103.com.
Doo-doo brown,
RUKUS.
plaid. I like them.
You gotta have earth tones in your wardrobe. Look at my shirt. Got brown in this shirt.
Look at your watch band.
Yeah. You think that happened by accident? Huh? You think all this happened by accident?
Mm-mm.
Ruckus103.com. If we are kicking rocks, I guess we have to talk about this one as well.
Okay.
There was an LSU football analyst who was arrested. This is not great, friends. Arrested up in Oregon. His name is Antonio Parks, and LSU hired him just last month in February as an offensive analyst. So Antonio Parks is a native of Reserve, went to East St. John, started his collegiate career at Arizona, transferred to UTSA, where he played for Frank Wilson. As soon as he finished his career, his college playing career, became a coach, and coached as an analyst at Arizona State and UTSA, and then the last 2 seasons was at Oregon.
Okay.
Well, LSU just hired him in February. Well, the Oregonian, the newspaper up in Oregon, reported that, I guess they did a records request, that Antonio Parks was arrested back in December on felony, or he was arrested Monday for an alleged incident in December where he allegedly strangled his girlfriend for like 30 to 60 seconds. Apparently she made a post on social media, a day in the life of a home girlfriend. He wanted her to take it down. She didn't, and so they got in an argument, and he strangled her. Okay, that's the allegation. Again, everyone is innocent until proven guilty, but not great. I did text earlier today with Zach Greenwell, who's LSU Chief Communication Officer, and he said he just issued a statement. We're aware of the report, working through appropriate parties. We have no further comment at this time. So that is not Not a great look.
That's
you can go read about it at LouisianaSports.net if you want. It's up there. It's free. Everything's always free at LouisianaSports.net. But not super awesome. And as we get an update, we'll pass it along and let you know. All right. Friday shows are brought to you by Don Juan Cigar Bar. We'll knock out a quick break. Come back. Oh, I'll give you your beads when we come back.
Okay, great.
All right, it's AFR.
AFR.
Get Gordon and get it done. Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. If you've been injured in an accident, it's not your fault. Do what injured people in our state have done for more than 30 years. Get Gordon and get it done. Go to getgordon.com, getgordon.com. You want to learn more about the charitable arm of Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys? Go to gordongives.com. So that's where the G team, right? All the NIL deals that Gordon and his team have done, providing great opportunities for student athletes. You can learn more about that at gordongives.com. Like during the holiday season when they do the bicycle giveaway, or graduation season when they do the laptop giveaway, or all the charitable endeavors during October for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Coming up later this month, your boy will be emceeing the Down Syndrome Awareness Buddy Walk. Every awesome event downtown Baton Rouge, by the way, if you've never been. Gordon's always got a tent there, slinging Gordon t-shirts and stuff like that. Great sponsor of that event. Investing into our community, it's Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. You know what to do. Go to getgordon.com. Get Gordon. Get it done.
Family owned and community driven.
Service Chevrolet Cadillac, a legacy you can trust since 1972. Service Chevrolet Cadillac, our family serving your family.
For over 50 years.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one. You. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood Subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Parish Construction and Roofing.
This is Coach Kim Mulkey. Go to parishbuilt.com for all of your roofing needs.
For the review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar.
Hey, I'm back. Yeah. Right. Yep.
It's official. It's official. It's official. Paulie, pull up my screen.
Oh, yeah.
Officially official. No, don't let that go.
Yep.
Signed, sealed, delivered, done. Macy Theriot, officially an LSU Tiger track and field athlete. Signing day, ink dried, graphic out there. Another The Riot coming through. The P and the G.
Track life, baton life.
How you feeling?
Baton life. We were at the track meet last night.
Are you so fired up?
Fired up.
I was so fired up. I saw that on Twitter.
Yeah,
it was a great surprise. I wasn't expecting it. Like, I didn't know it was signing day and they were, whatever. And so the graphic popped. I was like, look at Macy on my timeline. That's awesome. Fired
Official.
up for it. Official. Are you a track dad now?
Track dad.
Yeah, you went from soccer dad to track dad.
We got a first NIL 2 announcement next week.
Okay.
That's coming out.
For Macy?
Yeah.
Macy's crushing the Insta game.
So we shot the video yesterday. I'm going to keep it quiet. I'm going to let her do the
With
announcement.
who? With
I
who?
can't tell. I'm going to let her do the announcement.
No.
Yep. I'm going to let her do it.
See, you're blowing the opportunity
Shot a
to
video.
give pub to the business.
It's going to be good.
Do I know the business?
Probably not. But you will very soon. If Macy has anything to do with it, you will very soon.
I feel like right now you're just missing an opportunity.
No. I'm not going to steal her thunder. It's the first of many. See if we can get Evermore, get her a deal. You got to stay hydrated when you run track.
You do.
You really need to drink your water when you run track.
I mean,
Dude, the track swag,
I know who to talk to.
Yeah. We need to get her Evermore deal.
I might have more right here.
Yeah.
Big old Evermore bottle. You know what? You need a fireman, or you just need some Evermore. What'd you say about that, Mr. The Riot?
I like that.
All right, we got Ask Ryan coming up in 10 minutes. Get your questions in. Email us, tweet us, text us, 225-396-4400, 396-4400, 396-4400. Lots of ways you can get your questions in for Theriot. You can jump in the Bayou Forward YouTube chat. Okay, so Mardi Gras was this past weekend. I guess, Mardi Gras was Tuesday.
Yeah.
This past weekend, I was at the Endymion Ball last Friday. Theriot asked me for one thing only.
That's it.
Well,
fake Rolex and a branded bead.
Endymion bead. You also asked for Endymion cups. So I didn't get you any cups.
That's okay.
There were people throwing some cups out there.
I like the cups.
Cups just aren't as big a thing anymore, I don't find. Do you agree? I don't, you just don't see them as much out there anymore.
I mean, I go for the cups. That's why I go. And I need the branded bead, too. That I like. I collect. You see my office. I have them in my office.
Well, I explained this to Muse earlier. Said you were going to want all the beads that I brought. I'm like, I think he just wants one to put in his office because he got the Orpheus branded bead on Monday at Orpheus at the parish party.
I can't have a lot because it gets a little obnoxious. But yeah, I got a cool Bacchus one that I saw yesterday when I put the new Orpheus one on. I'm like, man, that's a cool. I need to put that out a little bit better.
Tilly asked me at our meeting yesterday if next year at the parish balcony for Orpheus on Monday at Avenue Pub, if I could do my show there. And I'm like, well, what time's the parade roll? Because I hate the fact that I miss it. I I'm not the big,
yeah, no, I get it.
Parades aren't really my thing. But, the Endymion Ball was awesome. I'll do that. If I'm going to go set up at Avenue Pub and I can just, y'all sit outside catch beads, I can sit inside the bar at Avenue Pub and drink the best whiskey and play. And I got a bathroom right there. I'm good.
And a cigarette machine?
Yes. I'm down for that. But, my point was, I don't know if I want to be on the balcony doing the show as the parade is rolling by, although that might be kind of awesome.
You could do it from inside. It's a really cool setup, man. It really is.
Okay, so anyway, all right, I got your Endymion bead.
Let's see it.
I got you 3.
Okay.
So you choose from.
Okay.
I'm gonna let you pick which one you want. I'm just gonna give each of them to you. First one. Here you go. Now, I want you to mind, all of these blink, so you got to turn it on.
They're all light up.
Oh, every bead is light up now. You push the little button, there it goes. And you push it multiple times, it'll blink. I think it'll be like a slow thing or just a still light. That's one.
Okay.
That's number one.
I like it.
You don't seem impressed.
I don't love it.
Okay.
I like it, but I don't love it.
All right. Here's number two. Another one that lights up.
Ooh, I like this one a little bit better.
That one. How we feel? How we feeling?
This is more like it.
But consider also the little medallion. See, that one's like little gestures. This one's got some dude riding a horse.
This is more like it.
Yeah.
That's the leader in the clubhouse.
All right.
So far. I don't even have to look at it. This is the one I want. That's it. That's it. This is it.
Look at that one, huh? How about that? Look at that. The medallion on it. Back home in the dome. That was like the big theme this year because they had been at the...
Can I have this? I mean, you don't want this?
Yeah, I got it for you.
This is for me?
Like I was telling everybody, like, as we're being bombarded with beads, my only condition was like, I got to get Endymion beads for Theriot.
This is it.
My niece Olivia wanted blue, and then I wanted the money bead that Keith Neal caught. I had a gold money hat as well. I took a Joe Burrow T-shirt from Lance, so I got a pair of black and gold beads that are like, the balls are like this big. I want the Saints black. No, like that's all I took, and then like 18 cowboy hats.
So cowboy hats were a thing, huh?
That was a full thing this year, man. Maybe that's been a thing, but
hula hoops. Did you get some hula hoops?
People threw hula hoops. It's just the wild thing about that, man, is you just look at the ground, like just looking at the ground, all the beads on the ground, like elite level throws that you'd be fighting people for on the street. People just like let them sit on the ground. Just. I mean, when you get catching 15 of those.
Bro, look at this. This is awesome. I mean, this is going to go great. This is going to be great. Thank you, bro. I appreciate it.
You got it.
It's very nice of you.
Look, Paul's trying to put this on the camera, so hold it up. There you go.
Back home in the dome, baby. This is
how
big
you like
time.
it now. Is that one lights up too, yeah?
Yeah.
Are you turning it on? Wait, turn it on.
Yeah,
there it is. You like the fast blink? The slow blink?
I just like the
Or just the still light up?
There it is.
All right. There it is.
This is great. Thank you, bro.
All right, you got it.
Awesome.
We found it.
Beautiful.
All right. Hey, we're brought to you by First South Farm Credit. Hey, maybe you could trade that bead for some land.
I guarantee it. Something.
But if you couldn't trade that bead for land, maybe you could go to First South Farm Credit to buy some land. You go to FirstSouthLand.com, FirstSouthLand.com. Your first call should be to First South Farm Credit. You want to buy like 20 acres in St. Francisville to build your dream home?
Just a little homestead.
First South Farm Credit.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you like to shoot deer and you want to do that in like Mississippi or Texas or East Feliciana.
Couple hundred acres.
You can do that.
Farm.
Yep, you do that. First South Farm Credit. Because they can help you finance land in any of the lower 48. So.
What if I just want like 5 acres?
I don't know they do 5.
Yeah, I think they.
I think there's like a cutoff. There's certain rules.
Really?
There's certain rules about it.
Okay.
But anyway, you should call them either way.
And you figure it out.
Figure it out. I think it's 10, honestly. I think like the cutoff's 10. I could be
10's
wrong
a good,
on that,
but 10's a good number. It's a good number.
FirstSouthLand.com. That's FirstSouthLand.com for First South Farm Credit. All right, y'all. It is After Further Review. Glad to have you hanging out with us here. Coming up after the top of the hour, Mr. The Riot here. We'll talk a little LSU baseball. You been watching the team at all?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I have.
You encouraged? Everyone seems to be real worried about like all the walks here of late. The walks, the hit batsmen, that sort of stuff.
No, that's the least. The pitching is the least of my concern.
Why?
I think we have a really, really, really good pitching staff.
What if they really, really, really keep walking guys and hitting guys?
No, they're going to be okay. The pitchers are good. I'm not worried about the pitchers. The team's good. I mean, my concern is how are you going to get guys playing time? I think you have a lot of really good players. But the same thing's going to happen this year, I believe, that happened last year. You're going to see somebody that's not playing a whole lot right now at the end of the year be a dude like Milam was last year.
Who?
I don't know who that person is yet.
But
I think third base is a question mark.
So you think like John Pearson?
At third base? Maybe. I think you've got 3 or 4 guys that could be that guy.
Well, all we've seen really is Braswell and Tanner Reeves so far over there.
So you got Michael Ryan.
And Michael Ryan.
And you've got Pearson. And then what's his name went over there too? The big donkey. The first baseman. Jones for a couple innings. So, yeah, I think that's my question mark. Boy, the center fielder is a hell of a player. I love having a good leadoff guy.
Curiel. So he's playing left.
No, the center fielder.
Stanfield.
Yes.
But Stanfield's not leading off anymore.
Okay.
Curiel's leading off.
Curiel's leading off?
Yeah.
All right.
I think the top three of the order is pretty much set. They've been going Curiel, Jones, Dickinson. 1, 2, 3.
Bro, Little Dickey's the best player in America.
How about Little Dickey? You think he's going to hit SEC pitching?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that there's going to be more kids at Traction get kicked out of Little League games for wearing the dangly cross earring this year than ever. Like Barry Bonds wore that.
I know.
And so does Little Dickey.
I definitely tweeted about the dangling cross earring.
Yeah. The kid's got edge.
Hang on. I'm going to read you my tweet.
Major edge.
Hang on. I'll read you my tweet. If I can find it.
Who's the best catcher? That's what I need to know. I think that's what we need to figure out.
Well, we haven't seen much of Priester. So it's really been Hernandez and Aaron Beatty.
Mm-hmm.
I think Aaron Beatty has the highest ceiling, but Hernandez is just the more seasoned player. And I think he's just going to play in SEC play.
Hernandez? How old is he? Is he like a
fifth?
Yeah, he's an old guy.
Yeah, he's a veteran guy. He's had, I think last time I looked, he was like just shy of 600 career at bats. So, very experienced guy.
Yeah.
Not a great defensive catcher, but serviceable and experienced. But the question you have is like, how does a young guy with a ton of talent like Aaron Beatty ever get seasoned if you don't give him innings and ABs and things like that? So they're kind of working through that right now. But I agree with you. I think that's the biggest question on mark on the team. All right. It's out to further review. Do some Ask Ryan to wrap up hour number 2 next. Email us, tweet us, or text us, 225-396-4400, 396-4400. Your questions for Theriot next on AFR.
After further review.
We're brought to you by Clegg's Nursery with 4 locations in the greater Baton Rouge area. Sigourney Airline, LA 16 in Denham. Mid-City on Donmore, the Garden Center on Greenwell Springs. They don't have your buckbusters right now. It's not that time of year.
Right, it's not.
You know what time of year it is?
Dippeldania time.
Oh, we're getting close, friend. Oh, we are getting close to Erica Moscona going and raiding Clegg's of every Dippeldania that they have in that place. Or trying to, anyway. Those really are amazing. It's a beautiful tropical flower.
It is.
It is.
Hardy.
And it survives our climate so well. They're gorgeous. Anyway, beautiful out by the pool. So, patio pots or flower beds, great time to go plant those spring flowers and bedding plants. You want to get that vegetable garden in the ground, you got to do it now. You want to be eating carrots right out of your backyard?
Yeah.
Or potatoes?
Cucumbers.
Lettuce, celery. I don't even know if they do that.
Peppers.
You do it. Johnny Naylor Seeds at Clegg's Nursery.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief. Our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
When it comes to choosing energy for your family and your home, make the smart choice with natural gas. You can count on efficient and affordable natural gas to keep you comfortable and reduce your environmental impact to help protect our planet. Together, we're fueling our energy future. Atmas Energy.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Family owned and community driven.
Service Chevrolet Cadillac, a legacy you can trust since 1972.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar.
She got her hands all on her knees and then her bows on her thigh. She like to twerk and that's for certain cause I can see how she fly. She got me hyper on the bite right now, yeah, yeah. Say, ah, yeah, 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 yeah. Look at your shell, make that thing clap.
Wrapping up hour number 2. It's time, everybody. Get your questions in for Ask Ryan. You can ask Theriot anything about anything. Email us, tweet us, text us in the 225-396-4400, 396-4400, 396-4400.
Review.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz vans.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
You gotta believe in a dream. Believe. You gotta believe in a dream. Believe. You gotta believe. Whole team on wildin'.
Family owned and community driven.
Service Chevrolet Cadillac, a legacy you can trust since 1972. Service Chevrolet Cadillac, our family serving your family.
For over 50 years.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one. You. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Wall-to-wall TVs mean you'll see every touchdown in HD. Place your bets and feel the thrill of every play with our DraftKings Sportsbook. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
At Atmas Energy, our smart choice solutions help customers save energy and emissions with rebates up to $500 off high-efficiency natural gas appliances, smart thermostats, and weatherization upgrades. Together, we're fueling our energy future.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Doug Brown. The Titans will cut outside linebacker Harold Landry III. He led the team with 9 sacks last season. ESPN's Adam Schefter reports the Commanders will cut defensive lineman Jonathan Allen. After 8 years with the team, Allen had asked to be traded. With Selection Sunday just 9 days away now, the SEC could get 12, 13, maybe even 14 teams into the NCAA tournament. And ESPN's Seth Greenberg believes they could dominate the event.
I think this league, and I think 1985, the Big East, they get 3 teams in the Final Four. The SEC could conceivably get 3 teams in the Final Four: Auburn, Alabama, and Florida.
Seth Greenberg on Get Up, an active trade deadline day in the NHL. The Dallas Stars get Mikko Rantanen from the Hurricanes and sign him to an 8-year, $96 million extension. ESPN's Emily Kaplan reports the Stanley Cup champion Florida Panthers get Brad Marchand in a trade with the Bruins.
ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Commercial Insurance. It flexes to fit your business's needs. From quick repairs to adjustable coverages and even payment options, Progressive Commercial makes it easy to get what you need. Quote today in as little as 6 minutes at progressivecommercial.com.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio.
That's right.
You can't handle the
Riot Radio Hour.
Let's do that again. Guess who's back again.
I want some more.
Start the insanity. Giddy up.
With Matt Moscona and Ryan Theriot.
Hour 3 off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR presented by Juan Cigar Bar. I'm Matt. Hey, shut up, kid. Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
Girl. Hey! We're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there, make it a good one. Yeah, Brett.
BuyRyansHouse.com. Go to it. Check it out. I should start that.
I'm not even mad at you. Shout out Darren James.
Come on, DJ.
SellRyansHouse.com, Darren James.
Let me see how good you are, DJ.
Come on, DJ. Sell Ryan's House.
Let me see how good you are.
Any realtor, Sell Ryan's House.
That's right.
You get DJ on it. Send him the link.
If anybody can make it happen, it's DJ.
Come on. Darren James, agent225.com. SellRyansHouse.com.
SellRyansHouse.com.
Ryan is pushing hard. By the way, I did mention that LSU just hired a new coach.
It's a great
with
location.
5 children.
It is a great location for an LSU coach or
Might
professor.
Be a great spot.
I mean, it really. And I got some wonderful neighbors over there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just it's a good spot. Where else are you gonna find almost an acre lot, fully updated pool, 5 bedrooms?
So when I was mentioning the coach, I was transitioning out of the sales pitch for your home. And
I was just going right back in.
I know what you were doing.
Went right back in.
I'm transitioning out. You're you were just pulling right back in.
Yeah.
I was throwing the car to drive. You threw it right back into reverse. Anyway, how do you feel about hiring Kyle Williams? I'm asking you player perspective because there's a thing about this that everyone loves. From Ruston, played at LSU, 03 national champion, loves the Tigers, skins on the wall, 13 years in the NFL, made a pile of money. Everything everybody in his defensive line room wants to do and be, he's done. Instant credibility, all that. He's never coached in college. Has never recruited. I mean, you don't typically go from high school to your first college job as LSU. I mean, we crushed Brian Kelly for hiring Robert Steeples when he got the job. He let Corey Raymond go, and he brought in Robert Steeples. His first ever college job was LSU cornerback job. That didn't go so hot. So it's a risk. Like, there's a ton of love about it, but it's also objectively fair to say it's a risk. So let me ask you. You played, like, what would you think? You didn't play football, but.
If I was the hitting coach at LSU for the baseball team right now, I think I would do a fabulous job. Like, I love coaching and giving back and helping the kids, and I think I've got a knack for it. I, just like Kyle, have skins on the wall and played professionally, and I don't have that drive to go coach in college. Do I think I'd be good at it? Absolutely. There's a communication piece, there's a trust piece, there's a respect piece that you have to have. He checks every single one of those boxes, and hats off to him for wanting to come back and do this. This is a 365 days out of the year job. There is no off season. There is, you just said it, recruiting, in-home visits, summer workouts. Like, it doesn't coaching in college is a extremely demanding job. And this dude who doesn't have to do this financially says, you know what? I'm in. Like, this is what I want to do. Bro, if he wants it, 100%, it's his.
So here's the thing, too. Like, we talked about this a few years back where there was at least, we can talk about this now openly. There were at least exploratory conversations about you joining the LSU baseball staff.
Yeah.
Under Paul Maneri, so former staff. It would have required some things like you would have had to go back to school.
Yeah, not doing that.
But also all the practices, all the games, all the everything, and you don't want to do that either.
Correct.
Like, your thing was, if I could show up for a few hours at the park a day and work with the hitters, cool. I'm putting words in your mouth.
No, that you're right. We talked about this. So you're exactly right.
My point is, this is all of those things.
Listen,
it's not
right.
Show up and coach defensive line because you got a knack for it. This is all of the all encompassing with being one of 10 full-time staff members at a place like LSU. It's a really demanding job, and there is a lot in it. I have no doubt Kyle Williams could go on the field and teach Jacoby and Guillory hand placement, rip, move, swim, do drill. Like, no doubt in my mind he can get those dudes motivated to play. It's all of the everything.
That's what I want him for, though. I want him to take the talent that comes to this school and make them elite in NFL staples like he was. That's what I want. You just mentioned the 10 full-time staffers, but there's so many other analysts and this and that can provide him some support and some help from the recruiting standpoint, from the day-to-day stuff, from the film stuff. I want the best coach that can go out there and do that. And trust me, he's sat and looked at this and gone, okay, I've got kids, I've got this, I've got that. Man, this could take a lot of time, but this is who I am. Like, this is what I want to do. He is a lifer. He's a football coach. Where better else to do it than here?
But you know what's really interesting, man, and I know you can relate to this too. So Kyle's 41, and he's got daughters that play soccer. And one of the things, like, he just stopped coaching at Ruston, and this, like, kind of the word was, like, he wanted to take a step back to have more time to watch his daughters play. And so it's like,
yeah,
whoo, this is dramatically different than being the DC at Ruston.
No, you're in.
You're in. So, I want to be clear. Like, I'm as fired up as everyone else is because everyone loves Kyle Williams.
Yes. Okay.
I don't want there to be any misconception. I'm only saying and presenting the other side of the coin for the sake of having a very fair conversation about this, where these are things that you have to consider as well with this. But I'm going to tell you, man, I think more than anything, because Kyle wasn't part of the initial wave of candidates. And we talked about it here. Gerald Chapman was offered the job. Ultimately, one of the real sticking points was, he was going to have to make over probably close to $700,000 here, and he had to buy out north of $300K at Florida. When you're talking about, and LSU didn't want to pay it. So when you're talking about the revenue share era where LSU's finding ways to cut in the budget. Now you're going to go set $300K on fire?
Yeah.
To buy a position coach out of his contract? Like, there's just not an appetite for that anymore. So you get through this wave, this initial wave of candidates. I think the financial component was another part of this where you didn't have to pay another school. He wasn't coaching at a college. You didn't have to pay another school's buyout. And you're not going to have to pay him $1.25 that you were paying Bo Davis.
Yeah, what's he going to make?
I don't know.
Is that out there yet?
It's not.
Is it enough to buy my house?
Kyle, I looked it up yesterday. Kyle's career earnings in the NFL, I think, was $55.7 million.
Okay, he's good.
He can afford your house, okay?
I'll even owner finance it. Yeah. Kyle, I'll owner finance, bro. You're in.
All right. I'll be curious to see if Kyle's out there. I mean, all the reports are he's taking the job. Right? There hasn't been an official announcement from LSU yet. They're on the practice field Saturday. We do not have media availability Saturday. Our first availability, I think, is Tuesday. Let me check this. So we'll know definitively if LSU hasn't put an announcement out there. Like, we'll know. We will know as soon as we're out there. Sorry, I'm scrolling the schedule here. Let's see. The first media avail is going to be Wednesday. So they practice Saturday, no access. They practice Tuesday, no access. Wednesday, we get the first 20 minutes, and then we talk to Brian Kelly after practice. So Wednesday will be the first time media puts eyes on practice. So we'll see if Kyle Williams is out there on Wednesday.
Okay.
That'll be the day to look at.
Man, if he's in, it's a home run. If he's in, like in.
I'm fascinated, dude. I'm fascinated to see it. I'd be lying if I told you there wasn't a degree of skepticism because of the very fair conversations we have. What I just mentioned, like guys like Robert Steeples. But the flip side of it too is, look, when Ed Ogeron got the job, and he brought Pete Jenkins with him as an interim in 16, and Coach Pete stayed in 17. When Coach Pete retired, he hired Meatball, Dennis Johnson, who was a GA. And that was at the time a really risky move. Like, at LSU, you don't promote a GA. Like, you don't get your first full-time job at LSU. You go to Nichols. You know what I mean? You go to Southeastern. Sorry, Paulie. You go to but no, like, no disrespect, but like that's what you do. You go cut your teeth and then you elevate. So it's just, and by the way, the point of that is that Meatball crushed it.
Yeah.
He went from LSU then to Baylor with Dave Aranda. He's the defensive line coach of the Baltimore Ravens right now. Like he's crushed it. He was a great hire. So this could be that as well. All right, it's after further review. We're brought to you by South Point Volkswagen. SouthPointVW.com. New and certified pre-owned in Baton Rouge and online, SouthPointVW.com. Oh, you're about to have another high school graduate? Be buying a car?
Yep.
Gonna buy South Point Volkswagen, dog. They want style and performance. You want safety and affordability. Volkswagen gives you all that. And if you love the United States of America like I do you love the United States of America?
I love them. All of them.
All of the states.
Yep.
They're manufactured at their Chattanooga, Tennessee plant. So, German engineering, American manufacturing. Supporting American jobs. How about that? South Point Volkswagen. Louisiana's largest volume Volkswagen dealer. South Point Volkswagen. What's your direction? All right, LSU Baseball is going to play North Alabama in a 3-game series starting this weekend. Did you see the thing about Paul Skeens' card that's going to go for $1 bajillion?
The one that the kid got?
Yeah. I want to talk about that next, because I think you can maybe get it for us.
I'm a big collector, dude. Like I'm a baseball card guy.
But you're also friends with Paul Skeens.
Mm-hmm.
Like I have a signed baseball on my shelf in my office from Paul Skeens that you got me. Like you basically were like, here, take this. It's like, I don't want this. You're like, well, no, just put it in your office. That's great. It's Paul. I was like, it is. It's awesome.
Yeah.
So, I mean, can you get us that?
Yeah, we could get him to sign some cool stuff and then just put it online and sell it and get rich.
I mean, can we get that card? We'll think about it. We'll think about it and we'll continue. It's AFR.
AFR.
Got to steal that card from that kid somehow. We got to go national treasure on it. Hey, we're brought to you by Rouse's. You know what today is, right?
Yeah, today's Friday.
Today is Friday. It's a Friday in Lent. So, despite the fact that, you don't like people giving stuff up.
No.
A lot of people give up meat. You abstain from meat on Fridays in Lent. So what do? You eat meat from the water. Seafood. It's a giant sacrifice. in these parts. Why are you shaking your head?
Because it's meat.
No, in the Bible, it's fish. So Rouse's has the Seafood Spectacular. You ready for this? $9.99 a pound. It's their hot bar. Bro, baked fish, Creole shrimp pasta, crawfish Riley pasta, corn on the cob, deviled stuffed crabs, crab stuffing, fried Cajun shrimp, onion rings, fries, hush puppies, shrimp Creole, 828, $9.99 a pound.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared towards seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
Family owned and community driven.
Service Chevrolet Cadillac, a legacy you can trust since 1972. Service Chevrolet Cadillac, our family serving your family.
For over 50 years.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar.
We were talking about Paul Skeens and that card that's going to auction. It's got like a piece of his jersey in the card, right? Which is why it's super rare. It's like a one of one. Some 11-year-old kid in California got it out of a pack as like a Christmas present. The Pirates tried to get it. He was like, bleep you, or his parents were like, bleep you. We're going to go sell this thing and make millions. There's no reserve on the card. So, I mean, it could sell for $20, but it won't. The question people are kind of asking is where it might go. I know you're a big collector. The interesting thing about the Skeens card is all the, like, the most expensive sports cards. Like, if you look at the list, you know, it's always like been the old cards, right? So like the Mickey Mantle, the 1952 Mickey Mantle rookie card is known as, it's like it was sold for $13.5. It sold, I think this was in 2022. This thing sold. Honus Wagner is one that, the Honus Wagner, the T206 cards is one. It last sold for $7.6 million. But then you got like a Steph Curry rookie that went for $5.9 million. You're getting into, like, there's the LeBron rookie patch, $6.3 million. The Panini Luka, it's a 1-of-1, $5.3 million. There's a little bit of a risk with that, right? Because you're talking about these guys who, what does Luka do for the next 10 years? I mean, he's had a great start to his career, but does he actually live up to that? Like Mickey Mantle's done playing, has been for 60 years. So there's a little risk there. How would you feel about spending 7 figures potentially on a Paul Skeens 1-of-1 rookie card?
I mean, yeah, but I would never do it. Okay, to answer your question, I wouldn't spend that type of money on those guys for the reasons that you just said. But when you look at the 1-of-1 or whatever it may be, the scarcity of the actual card, they're not making them like they used to. So when we were collecting cards when we were kids, they would make, thousands of the Michael Jordan rookie.
Yeah. Well, it's known as the junk wax era. It's like cards became really popular, so there was a million brands. They printed bajillions of them. Now they're worth nothing.
Right.
Like all the cards we spent so much time, like anything from like the late 80s till this new era, it's worth zero. All the cards I have in my are worth nothing.
There's so many of them. So the scarcity of it and the fact that there aren't a whole lot. And then the actual, you talked about that Mantle card and the Honus Wagner card. The grade on the card as well. What kind of shape is it in? When it was produced, what type of paper was it printed on? And so the technology has gotten so good where it's so rare to find the quality of the card. That's when you see the big numbers go up, when they go and get graded, whatever it may be. Bro, we could just get a jersey from him, cut it up into a bunch of little pieces, put it on some cardboard, get him to autograph it, and I mean, I'm not asking for a couple million, but a couple hundred.
So you're saying we just commit fraud?
That's not fraud.
Well, if we pass it off as this jersey card.
It is a jersey card.
But we're passing it off as this like 1-of-1 thing.
We'll do 50 of them, 1 of 50.
But I don't think people are going to want that. Would you want that?
I mean, if it's the guy's jersey and it got...
Well, he probably has a deal, right, with Topps or Panini or something like that, right? He's got to. I mean, he did this 1-of-1 card. He's got to have a deal with them.
Yeah. He signs for those guys.
Here's my question, though. Like, here's another thing you can answer, maybe.
But we've got a bunch of balls at the office and got jerseys and stuff. Like, we could sell that stuff. You want to just do that?
No. Here's my question for you, though. But seriously, so...
If somebody buys my house, I'll give them a Paul Skeens autograph ball.
Okay. Buy Ryan'sHouse.com. Here's my question. I understand when player has like a milestone moment, hit like a record-setting home run, base hit, whatever.
Yeah.
Why you want the ball back.
Yep.
And so a lot of times the team will try to negotiate with the fan for the ball or whatever. So I get that. I don't understand why Paul Skeens would want this card because the Pirates tried to negotiate for the card. And the kid was like, no. I'm going to go sell it. Like,
I don't know why the Pirates wanted it. I don't know.
Well, I know he wanted it.
Oh,
I think
Paul wanted it.
Yeah, I think that was the thing. Like, they offered him, tickets and autograph this or that. And he was like, no, I'm good. I'm taking like that. I don't know why there would be sentimental value to that.
Yeah, that's a good question. You know what I've got? In 2011, Albert hit 3 homers in a World Series game. I have one of the homer balls.
You have one of the balls?
That he autographed and dated it and home run number, whatever it was, 1, 2, or 3. Absolutely.
What?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, at the time, Albert was the first to do it since Reggie Jackson.
And then Pablo did it the next year.
And Pablo did it in San Francisco.
I don't have one of the homer balls, but he signed
How did you get one of the home run balls?
He signed a ball that day. Albert liked me a lot.
Wait,
I got an Albert
hold on.
jersey,
Wait,
too. He got all 3 of those balls.
Okay, so Albert Pujols, this was the 2011 World Series against the Rangers.
Mm-hmm.
Albert Pujols homered 3 times, by the way, using a Marucci bat, which was one of the, you're talking to like Kurt and all the people at Marucci. That was a real seminal moment for Marucci because you had this, like, it was the first time this has happened since Reggie Jackson, and Albert's, got a Marucci bat. It was a massive thing for Marucci. So as they were beginning their ascent to world domination.
Yep.
So did they get the balls back from fans?
All three.
So from fans, or they just landed in an area where there were no fans?
All three. I don't know how they got them back.
So they get all three balls back, and he gives you one of the balls?
I go to him and say, hey, would you sign a ball, dated, whatever. They had the guy that the authenticator is in the clubhouse in the World Series. So anything that happens in the World Series, the MLB authenticator is there. If somebody throws a perfect game, they authenticate it, put the sticker on it, whatever. He's like, sure. He flips me a ball.
How do you know it was one of those balls, the home run balls?
He told me it was one of the balls. This is one of the balls. Autographs it. Here. Authenticator authenticates it. Absolutely. The crazy thing is I'm on the field the next year. It happens again.
Yeah, with Pablo.
I mean, it was that was nuts. I was I still am, but the smartest thing I ever did for my baseball collection was in LA, I would buy cases. I'd buy 2 cases of baseball, so maybe 30 dozen each. I'd give them to the clubhouse manager in the visiting clubhouse. I'd say, get whoever comes through here to sign. Anybody cool. Actors, actresses, whoever, musicians, ball players, old, new, whatever. And at the end of the year, it was like I'm opening up the coolest stuff ever, because then he would write, Eddie Vedder, Pearl Jam, and then he signed it. And but I ended up getting a lot of really, really neat memorabilia that way. You've seen Mickey Mantle jersey autograph. That one's pretty legit.
Willie Mays,
Ted Williams bat on a Sears and Roebuck bat with Ted Williams autograph on it. It was pretty cool.
Ted Williams would have been dead before you played, though.
Yeah, no, I didn't. I didn't see him sign it. I just got that.
Oh, where'd you get the bat?
I was doing a card show, and instead of them paying me, I said, I want that. And they gave it to me.
And it had like a certificate of authenticity with it, so it's Ted Williams. Wow, that's really cool. That is really cool. Man, that's pretty. I didn't know about the Pujols story. Like, as long as you and I have been friends, we really don't talk a lot about your baseball career. You got any other fun stories about your baseball career that I don't know?
Hank Aaron's got Hank Aaron has the biggest ass I've ever seen of any baseball player on the planet. Hank was really cool, and he signed a jersey for me. That was neat. Willie Mays.
You've definitely told me the story about Hank Aaron's booty and young Houston Theriot yelling, "Hey, Willie," at Willie Mays. Yeah. Whose kid is this?
Yeah.
Sorry, Mr. Mays.
Oh, man. Yeah, I would fanboy out with a lot of those guys. I mean, it's those are your idols growing up. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. Speaking of Paul Skeens, I guess he and Olivia Dunn go hand in hand. The LSU gymnastics team, ranked number 2 in the country, they had their final home meet tonight. It's senior night. Olivia Dunn posted on social media yesterday on her Instagram story last night. She's got a fracture, an avulsion fracture of her patella, so she will not compete on senior night. So we won't see her compete at the PMAC anymore. And believe I don't know how serious an avulsion fracture of your patella is. That sounds pretty awful, especially in a sport like gymnastics. I don't assume that she's going to be able to compete the rest of the season. I know we one of our photographers, Chelsea, was at the gym meet last week and got several photos of Olivia Dunn with a brace on her left knee, and now we know why she was wearing the brace. So Olivia Dunn's career, her competing career at LSU may very well be done. So it does. I mean, candidly, she wasn't competing in a lot of events because they're so talented and so deep, and as well known as she is, there are just some incredibly gifted veteran and freshman gymnasts who have come in that have just taken a lot of those reps. But it still sucks nonetheless. I mean, senior night, she would have competed in this meet. So
sure.
Anyway, Olivia Dunn won't compete tonight, but the LSU gymnasts will, and the LSU baseball team will as well. They'll play North Alabama tonight. We'll talk about that, get you a thumbnail preview, kind of waiting for the lineup to be set, about an hour away from first pitch. We'll see if we can get that lineup for you before we get out of here, and we'll talk about it with Theriot. We'll wrap up the show with Ask Ryan in about 15 minutes from right now. Stick around. It's AFR.
AFR.
Right about the Watermark Hotel, the Renaissance Hotel, the Watermark Downtown, Renaissance Southtown. Remember, as we get close to the weekend, love telling you about the Watermark, especially because of their Sunday brunch. If you love a brunch, and I know a lot of people love a brunch.
Oh, yeah.
If you love a brunch, You got to get the Sunday brunch at the Gregory at the Watermark Hotel. You know, a lot of people had a big week last week because of Spanish Town. So a lot of people downtown for Spanish Town went and discovered the Watermark for the first time.
A lot of brunch. They brunched.
They brunched on Sunday at the Watermark. So if you've never been downtown to the Watermark, recommend it so highly. It is Baton Rouge's premier hotel property. It's gorgeous. It's a piece of Baton Rouge history, the old Louisiana National Bank building. They've converted into this hotel property. They've done an amazing job. The Gregory's, the restaurant, and the lobby. The bar area is exquisite. You could people watch. It's awesome. Check it out downtown. It's the Watermark Hotel.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief. Our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
Baton Rouge's home for real rock. It's Eagle 98.1. Foo Fighters. Led Zeppelin. AC/DC. Pearl Jam. And the flagship home for LSU sports. Take us anywhere with the Eagle 98.1 app. Eagle 98.1 is the rock station.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Family owned and community driven.
Service Chevrolet Cadillac, a legacy you can trust since 1972. Service Chevrolet Cadillac, our family serving your family.
For over 50 years.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one. You. Ochsner Andrews Institute.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar.
You know, we had the tournament last weekend, so that's a little different. And then we had the rain doubleheader, you know, and then opening weekend's a whole different entity with day games and all that. So, like, I like this weekend. It's going to be set up like the 5 SEC series, pretty much night, day. And tonight was great. William did a good job. 3 guys threw 1 inning. So I was really worried about the amount of games that we have stacked up. It did give us a chance to kind of reset our pitching staff going into the weekend. So I feel good about that. And we need to focus on this weekend first, but it does give us a little bit more of a flow of what's coming here as we look to SEC play next week.
That was Jay Johnson on Wednesday after LSU beat North Dakota State, and he's right. It was sort of a wonky scheduling start to the season, right? They opened up on a Friday at 2 o'clock. They played at 2 o'clock on a Friday in Frisco. They played a Monday night game against Nichols after a game was canceled. It's been weird. Well, now you kind of get into the flow of what your game weeks are going to look like here in conference play. Tigers will play North Alabama. We'll keep refreshing here, see if we get the lineup before we get out of here. And if we do see the lineup, I don't see it yet, but if we do see the lineup, we'll certainly pass it along to you. We'll run through it. I would assume that we'll see Hernandez behind the dish, and I think we'll probably see Jake Brown and right, and probably Josh Pearson DH. I mean, I would assume that's what we'll see, unless if you see Ethan Fry, if they want a lefty or righty in there. But I mean, that likely what we'll see, and it'll be Cade Anderson. If there's been one kind of thought, concern, issue, it's been the fact that after you saw so many strikes from the pitchers in the first couple of weeks, the last week plus, it's been a little wobbly with the command.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. I think we've got some really, really high-level arms. Sometimes you try to do a little bit too much, be a little bit too fine, rather than just trusting your stuff and attacking the hitters and letting them get themselves out. And a lot of times pitchers, and they don't realize how hard it is to hit, and they try to be perfect and execute each pitch perfectly. But at the end of the day, hitting is the hardest thing to do in sports, And so that's kind of what I saw, was guys were just trying to be too fine and too perfect rather than just trusting your stuff and throwing it over the middle of the plate and seeing what happens. But man, I really doesn't concern me very much from the walks and the hit by pitches.
All right, 39 seconds ago. Here's the lineup. Ask and you shall receive. Seek and you shall find. Knock and the door shall be opened unto you. That's from the Bible. Here you go. All right. Curiel Jones Dickinson, they'll stay with the top third in the order, and I love that. I mean, do you have any objection to that? I mean, no. Curiel's an on-base machine, so you usually have a guy on for Jones and then Dickinson right behind him, so you got to pick your poison with those two guys. So Curiel Jones Dickinson, Josh Pearson will DH, Milam will play short, Brown will be in right, so exactly what we thought. Hernandez, Reeves at third, Stanfield at center, so that is one change. Reeves instead of Braswell. I guess not a change. We've seen him rotate, but Reeves gets the start at third instead of Braswell. So Curiel Jones Dickinson, Pearson Milam Brown, Hernandez, Reeves, Stanfield, and Cade Anderson's on the bump. What do you think?
Good. I like the lineup. Milam's starting to come around. Is huge, swinging the bat well. Pearson, I'm really happy for him that he's got the opportunity, get some at-bats. Didn't start, first game of the season or whatever it was, and I know there were some grumblings about that, but the kid's really swinging the bat well, just like he has, and this is going to be a big year for him. And then in the 9-hole, you have a second leadoff. I mean, you've got a guy that's going to grind and get on base, give you a tough at bat. That's not the bottom of the order is not a gimme whatsoever. So this lineup looks good.
Is Stanfield in the opener led off, and we saw Milam Braswell hitting 8-9. So the same concept that you'd have basically leadoff guy at the bottom of the order. So when you flip the lineup over. It's interesting, though, that now that Curiel has established himself there, you've been able to move Milam into the middle of the order now, and you've got Stanfield there at the bottom. I mean, there's no easy out, man, in that lineup, which, look, last year at times, there were guys that were just outs.
Yeah. Absolutely. And look, truthfully, most teams have that. Like, most baseball teams have a few dudes that they're not very good. This team's good offensively.
Sometimes you have dudes in the lineup that are in there for their glove, and they're going to be an out, and that's okay because you want the glove. This is one where, what do you think about Tanner Reeves?
I haven't seen him a whole lot.
Okay, that's fair. Me either. I mean, he's a JUCO transfer, and
he plays a little bit everywhere, right?
Yeah, I guess the thing in my head is when Schmidt started that, I think it was the Monday game against Nichols, if I'm not mistaken. In the first inning, he allowed a guy to get on, and he almost worked around it. And he got a ground ball to third to Reeves, and Reeves just kicked it. Mm-hmm. It was bringing it up to his belt, and it just popped out. And then he had a couple of throws where he threw over to first and threw wide, and it was like, man, like if you're trying to win a job, Braswell, for whatever issues he's had offensively, defensively at third, he's been really good.
Yeah.
So it's like, but clearly they like Reeves a lot, and they're giving him opportunities.
How's he swinging the bat? I haven't watched a whole lot.
I'll look up his average.
Because if that continues defensively, that's going to be a short-lived experiment.
I believe he's hitting 211 the last I checked.
It's not great. I mean,
he's hitting 211 and throwing stuff in the stands?
That's kind of the point. But you got it. But you bury a guy just after a couple of games, you're up 3 weeks into the season? That's the point, right? I mean, if you watch him all through fall and preseason, he's playing well.
Yeah.
You don't throw dirt on him. The same thing with Stanfield. I mean, like, Stanfield had some struggles earlier. He's coming along. Let's see. Reeves is 211. He's had 19 at-bats.
Yeah, and Stansfield, though, he gives you some pretty high-level defensive plays out there.
And he's hitting 357 now.
Yeah.
Like, Stanfield just had a few moments. Like, he struck out in one game, he struck out twice with the bases loaded.
Yeah.
So 4-2 strikeouts with the bases loaded. And so I think sometimes, like, we tend to compound those moments instead of realizing or recognizing in a vacuum this is one game. It was 4 at-bats, and over the course of the season, he's going to get 200 at-bats, and it's going to be okay.
Yeah.
All right, so the Tigers will play North Alabama, another overmatched opponent, and we'll see Kate Anderson tonight. I do want to ask you about William Schmidt. First, though, let me remind you about the Williamson Eye Center.
Wow.
How about that?
That was good.
How you like me now?
Nice work.
924-2020, 924-2020, or WilliamsonEye.com. That's WilliamsonEye.com for the Williamson Eye Center. You can always give them a shout. Set up that consultation. Kyle is their consultant, so when you call, you'll do the consultation with Kyle. She's great. This is not a sales pitch. This is an information gathering session. She's going to ask you some questions to find out a little bit about your situation and then give you some idea of what your options may be. If you want to proceed, you'll go meet Dr. Blake Williamson. But start with the consultation. It's free, and again, it is not a sales pitch. They're not trying to get you in the funnel to sell you. They're trying to get you information. You could change your life. Give yourself the gift of sight. It's the Williamson Eye Center. 924-2020, 924-2020, or WilliamsonEye.com. All right, y'all, it's after further review. William Schmidt, I know you've known and coached William for a long time. Had a pretty good start to his freshman season so far. Hit batsman, the hit by pitch, probably be the thing if there's anything that's kind of been maybe a little bit of a bugaboo. He struck out 15, he's walked 3, and he has hit 3 as well. The wild pitches I don't love. He's got 5 wild pitches. Personally, I think the official scorer at LSU has done him dirty a couple times. I think he's done all the pitchers dirty a couple times. But anyway, there was one inning where 3 in one inning got through the catcher.
It's called a pass ball, you idiot.
I know.
I mean, come on. It's what it is. If it hits the guy's glove, it's a pass ball.
The other night, Aaron Beatty was catching, and it was the only run Schmidt allowed. Did you see it?
Mm-mm.
It was a fastball that was up and in. Hit Aaron Beatty in the glove, went to the backstop, a run scored. Wild pitch. That's not a wild pitch.
We need to talk to that guy. Who is it?
I think it's Brian Lazar for most home games.
Okay. All right, Brian. Clean that crap up, dude. If it hits the guy's glove,
that one was.
It's a pass ball. Okay. Wild pitch is when you can't get glove on it. Catchers are supposed to block stuff, even if it bounces and gets away from him. You got to block it. It's a pass ball.
All right, so
Brian must have played catcher at some point.
I don't know that Brian played baseball.
Well, then why is he judging that?
We're not here to have that conversation.
I want to have it because that's bull. Because you give kids errors, it's not supposed to be errors, and hits that aren't supposed to be hits. We have somebody who knows what the hell they're doing, giving that out. It puts earned runs on kids' ERAs and puts errors on.
That's the thing that's true.
I mean, that's money in people's pockets, and you got some dude that doesn't know what he's doing. Absolutely is. They get paid. NIL.
No. At the next level, yes, I agree with you.
So Schmitty.
Yes, Schmitty. Tell me about Schmitty.
The wild pitches.
He just loves it. He's just getting a Schmitty.
The hit by pitch stuff doesn't bother me. I mean, look, I'm looking at the strikeouts at 15. The worst thing that you can have as a pitcher is when the hitters are comfortable in the box. And I'm okay with him buzzing somebody's tower every once in a while, or them maybe thinking he might hit them. So I'm perfectly fine with that. The one thing I will say is the moment's not too big for him. It never is. So he's not a guy that I think you're going to see crumble mentally when the big lights come on, when the SEC stuff starts. And I would not be shocked to see him sneak his way into that weekend rotation at some point.
This year?
Absolutely.
I think he has the potential to have a very significant weekend role. I think Connor Ware is the guy they probably like a little bit more, the JUCO lefty, that if they were to make a change in the rotation, Ware would be the next guy up. Ware struggled on Tuesday this week. But it's something to watch this weekend with conference play start next week. All right, LSU and North Alabama, 3-game series this weekend. You'll hear those games on Eagle 98.1. Again, tonight, 6:30 first pitch out at the box, LSU, North Alabama. All right, we got one segment left. We're brought to you by Juan Cigar Bar. If you want to get by, cocktail, premium cigar, awesome place. Went yesterday, shot a TV commercial.
How'd that go?
Awesome. I got to sit there and hold a lit cigar and like blow smoke. So I was explaining this earlier in the show. If you missed it, I didn't know this. This is apparently a law. You can't be smoking. Like I can't actually have the tobacco product to my mouth in the commercial. So I had to we had to time it where I would drag and then hold the smoking cigar, right? And then they come by with the camera and I'm just, I'm blowing the smoke out. They had to time it because I can't actually have the tobacco product. I didn't know that either.
That's pretty cool.
Coming to a television near you.
I can't wait for that.
I know you can't. All right, Ask Ryan next. Stay here.
AFR.
You want a pool?
I do need a pool, actually.
Who doesn't want a pool? Anybody? Like, can you imagine living in
somebody that can't swim?
Well, I would still want a pool. I mean, if you live in Louisiana, I can't imagine not wanting a pool. All right, so how do you make that happen? Well, first, call Duplessis Builders. If you're worried about or wondering about pricing, all that stuff, financing is available. So you can talk to Duplessis Builders about that. And then when you're talking about who you should hire, what pool builder should you hire? There are so many companies that build beautiful pools, right? They have a beautiful Instagram account with all these resort-style pools, and that's true. A lot of people build beautiful pools.
Yeah.
Duplessis is one of them. The biggest difference is that Derek has an engineering background, loves LSU, by the way, LSU grad, doesn't cut corners, and offers a 10-year workmanship warranty when the industry standard is 1 year. DuplessisBuilders.net.
You work hard every day to pursue a life you love. You put in the time, and it shows. You're forging ahead, chasing a dream, creating something better for the ones you love. You're building your own life, so why not build your own tractor? With John Deere tractors and attachments for almost any need, the Sunshine team can help you do just that. Check out our current promotions and learn more about what it means to be powered by Sunshine at sunequip.com.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Family owned and community driven.
Service Chevrolet Cadillac, a legacy you can trust since 1972. Service Chevrolet Cadillac, our family serving your family.
For over 50 years.
Crime has serious consequences. but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Juan Cigar Bar.
Down the stretch we come, final segment here on a Friday edition of AFR, presented by Juan Cigar Bar. I'm heading out of here. Let me get over to L'Auberge. Stretch here. Appreciate y'all for being here. You think we're going to go get a bunch of people at Parish? Buy Ryan's house. Look at that house. Tell you what.
Go buy my house, please.
BuyRyan'sHouse.com. Darren James. Sell Ryan's house.
Come on, DJ.
Let's go, DJ.
Hook me up.
There it is. Look at it. Beautiful. River Bend. A stone's throw from LSU's campus.
Gorgeous home.
Fully
renovated.
Jana's the owner, realtor, right?
Yeah, that's
So you meet Jana as well?
Yep.
Sell Ryan's house. We'll see.
AFR.
Supper Club. Hey, it's Friday. It's Friday in Lent, so everyone's like, "Oh, I can't go to Supper Club." That's
Sure
a bunch
you can.
It's a bunch of steaks,
Go
right?
eat the sea bass.
Bro, the Chilean sea bass.
It's unbelievable.
Unreal. When we went for my birthday last year, my mother-in-law ordered the Chilean sea bass.
It's incredible.
She didn't eat the whole thing, so I took the rest of it. Oh my God.
No, it's unbelievable.
And it's one of the things I talked to Chef Layton over there, and he's like, yeah, we do all the Wagyu, we do the Sagrera cuts, and we have the cow we butcher in house, and we do the steaks from Japan and the Wagyu that they only find in like 3 restaurants in America. All that amazing stuff. Yes. So, but everything they serve is the best of the best. So the Chilean sea bass, the salmon. Do you know the Alaskan king crab legs that they sell are from the boats from the Deadliest Catch? Like when they come, it has like the name of the ship on the show that it came from. Like those are the Alaskan king crabs you're eating when you go to Supper Club. SupperClubBTR.com. SupperClubBTR.com.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.